most recognized names in Rainbow Six Siege here in South Africa is Causa, and I am with him now to chat about his new team, Vibe Esports. It is a new lineup mashed together, and it is possibly going to be the team that comes in and shakes up these finals. Causa, I mean, I'm trying to tell everyone everything I possibly can about Vibe, but I'm sure you can tell us something that maybe we don't know about the team.
We're a new team, so that's a bit difficult. I mean, we formed what, 2 weeks before the tournament started? So it's quite a new team. It's something that people, I think we're the only team that hasn't lost yet, to be honest with you. If we want to win this tournament, we got to go flawless.
I mean, this is quite impressive. So you haven't lost yet, which means my next question, which was about qualifying, I was going to say, how did qualifying go for you? I mean, obviously pretty well, right?
No complaints. I mean, there's always room for improvement, but no loss, no complaints really. There's nothing to complain about.
Which was your hardest match in qualifying, would you say?
Definitely the Phoenix game. They caught us off guard. We made a roster change 12 hours before the game, so that definitely didn't help with the comfort levels. But I mean, luckily we did end up with.
Now, with the new season coming in, obviously you can't play with the new operator, but do you think it'll have an impact on these grand finals?
Massive, to be honest with you. I wish the Z8 tournaments weren't scheduled like they are, where mid-season changes will happen. Or not mid-season, new season changes will happen. But beggars can't be choosers. But yeah, I definitely think there's going to be a lot of changes. You're going to see a lot of ops drop out, like Malusi, for example. Bullet holes are going to make a big change. As for whether it'll really determine who's going to win the tournament, I don't really think so. But it's definitely going to change the way the game's played quite a bit.
It is always difficult with those changes, but to be the best, you've got to adapt. So we're going to have to see who can do that. How important is a tournament like the ASUS ROG Invitational for the Rainbow Six Siege community?
It's massive. Like, it's the biggest prize pool tournament by far, and at the end of the day, that's the only thing that will make our scene grow. It's the financial incentive for people to actually say, you know what, it's more than just playing every weekend or so. You can actually do something with this. So it's the only thing that's going to make our scene grow. So it's massive, it's big. It's the biggest thing that we've had yet, and I really hope this isn't the first and last one.
I don't think it'll be the last one, and I think the fact that it is so big is just going to get people even more excited. I want some of the dirt now, though. If you make it through to the finals, which is the team that you want to face in the finals?
That's tough. I'd probably want to say Bravado. Considering we have one of their old players in Kyle or Elec, but there isn't really a team who we don't or do want to play. Because at the end of the day, if you want to be the best, you got to beat everyone. So it doesn't really matter who we play against. We just got to perform on the day, and then hopefully we do.
I like that. To be the best, you got to beat everyone. It's a good mindset to go into this competition with. My final question, what is that one thing that gives Vibe the edge over the rest of the competition?
The fact that no one actually knows what we do as a roster. Like, since we are so new, it's like everything has a silver lining. We are by far the newest roster. Other teams already, not already, but other teams also made roster moves, but we are a brand new roster. So no one really knows what to expect from us. And I mean, that's definitely a big thing on our side. So if we don't know what we're doing, they won't.
Welcome to the grand finals of the ASUS ROG Invitational. The first time ever Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege has featured in the Invitational, and arguably the biggest Siege tournament South Africa has ever seen. 100,000 Rand prize pool. And one of these two teams that you're about to watch get to call themselves the champions of the ASUS ROG Invitational. Vibin Esports is about to take on Bravado Gaming. And at the end of this, we will know who the top South African Siege team is. My name is Tekkel. I'm joined on the panel now by Hangry Camel. We are going to break down exactly what you can expect from this game. I couldn't ask for two better teams in the final. I think that they are the two best teams, Hangry, and I think that they are going to put on an incredible show. Tell me, what is your favorite thing about Vibin Esports?
I think Vibin Esports is a team that is well-versed in what they want to do. They've got a clear and concise idea of exactly what they want to go out there and do. They're going to prove to the Bravado that they're not just any old team. And they've got two immensely talented players on their team and support around those players. So in all, the team is ready to battle.
For me, Vibin Esports it's a new team. It's a new lineup. It was formed from the ashes of ATK's old Siege team, one of the teams that was formed from the ashes, and they are here to prove a point. They have the big brains and they want to prove that they are on top of all the competition. That is what they are bringing to the table. Serious strats, an extremely strong in-game leader in the form of Khoza, who's coming in, thinking, being able to call out to his team where they need to go. He has incredible in-game knowledge. That is what Vibin Esports brings. On the other side, though, you have Bravado Gaming. So before I let Hangry break down his favorite things about Bravado, let me tell you why I love them. They are a team that has been together for a very long time. Not under the name Bravado. Before that even, they played together. They're a group of friends that have stuck it out. They were then signed to one of South Africa's biggest MGOs, Bravado Gaming. Came on, did incredibly well. This didn't actually happen like this, but I'm telling you this because it's fun. It almost felt like the moment they beat ATK, the ATK team, which had been dominant for a long time, had to then part ways and disappear. That was what the strength of what Bravado brought to the table. And now they come into a grand finals. Right now, people are still questioning, are they really on the top? This is their opportunity to prove it. Hangry, your favorite things about the Bravado Gaming lineup?
So Bravado Gaming, again, extremely efficient in what they do. They know exactly what they need to do, but they bring this extra element of, if you underestimate them, you're going to be in a 5v1 or 1v5 without even knowing it. They're going to take the space if you give it to them. They're not going to sit around and just waste time. They are going to take what you give them and they're going to take it aggressively.
Talking about taking things, Vibin Esports took a player from Bravado recently. Do you think that's going to play a part as well? I mean, they ultimately went and grabbed one of those really good fraggers and have put him in their lineup. Obviously now Mitch having to step into Bravado. Do you think that shuffle's going to have any effect?
I think Eli was there for a very short amount of time, but in terms of being there, you still get a gain on exactly what they're doing and how they're doing it. So yeah, he could have some insider knowledge and he could bring a little bit extra in terms of understanding the players, like we have where the players have played against each other before. Now we've got a situation where he might have some insider news.
It's going to be an interesting one. We know what the map selection is. So Bravado has gone with Oregon first. That's where they want to play. What do you think about this map choice?
Oregon, again, small, not as lot of a roaming presence that you can do, but if you get it right, it's extremely, extremely valuable. So it's a good map overall. I'm expecting some good stuff.
So we get to see Oregano first. That is what Bravado picked, and then we'll be moving on to Consulate. This was the choice of Vibin Esports. I'm not surprised by this, Hangry. Were you expecting the Consulate pick as well?
I wasn't really expecting it, but seeing it, I'm hoping to see a Valkyrie ban, like I said yesterday. And if we don't, we can expect some jump outs, we can expect spawn peeking, like I said yesterday. And with that formidable pair of drop shot and sandals, doing Xbox Randy things, as they call it.
Xbox Randy things. I like that very much. On this first map, what do you think the operator bans are going to be like? I mean, right now, we're kind of just spitballing. We don't really know what's going through the players' minds. But I feel like, Hangry, you've got a lot of experience, so want to hazard a guess as to what they ban?
Yeah, we're probably going to see the Thatcher and Ace, like we've seen the whole weekend. We're probably going to see a Mira, maybe a Maestro. We might see a Wamai to counter a few things. It's going to be a pool of different things, but probably Thatcher and Ace to start.
This is it. It is the ASUS ROG Invitational. We are making Siege history right now. I'm going to ask you one big favor. go on social media, whether it be Instagram or Twitter or TikTok, and show some love to these two teams. Tag them, Bravado, Vibin, show your support to them, give them that energy, and while you're doing it, use the hashtag ROG Invitational. By doing that, you show the sponsors that you're grateful for this incredible event that they have put on. ASUS has backed South African esports for years. 3 years running, we've had a chance to do the ASUS ROG Invitational, so show them some of that love. Intel as well, bringing their support, and Vodacom, of course, we're coming to you live from VodaWorld. We've been able to set up a really cool, safe studio here to try and tell these players' stories, tell these team stories, and bring you the best broadcast experience we can for South African Siege. So make sure you show some love. I think it would go a long way. Hangry, I don't want to ask you to make any predictions because I feel like it's impossible to call this one. But let's have a little bit fun. Who do you think gets the first kill? Which player is it?
I'm thinking drop shot on a spawn pick.
There we go. I mean, it was a bit of a safe one. He didn't give, you said drop shot, so okay, cool. Okay, drop shot, there it is. Who do you think? You can put it in the chat. We want to hear from you. And before we head on over to two gents who have done an incredible job the whole weekend bringing you all the action, Trinok and Kanye, before we do that, I think it's a good time for us to find out a little bit more about how these two teams got to the grand finals. So we've got 2 team videos for you with some highlights so you can find out exactly who you're going to be shouting for.
We are, of course, going to, as Sam said, oreganum first. Next up is going to be basil. We're going to end this one out with some mint. It's going to be a good series of maps between these two teams, I reckon. And let's go to something that Brad was touching on. He's talking about Bravado being a long-time team. I think it was Sam that brought it up, actually. Do you think that's going to be an impact? Do you think that
Most
Bravado
definitely.
play together all the time, have the edge over Vibin Gaming?
These guys have been such a long time coming. I mean, the ex-Regicide roster being picked up by Bravado. It's the storyline we have followed for so long. But as we get into this game, we have to cast our minds back to what has happened in this tournament previously. Vibin Esports at this point in time, 11-0. Haven't lost. They beat Phoenix Esports 2-1. They beat Bravado in the group stages and during the playoffs for the seeding game. They have beat Bravado twice in a row. The only team Bravado has lost to as a squad is Vibin. What do you think their mindset coming into this, having lost their 2 previous engagements, is? Because, let's be honest, Bravado is a lot of people's favorites.
I think that Sandals didn't realize we were live. But I also think that it is possibly going to play an impact on that initial phase. These first rounds, these initial rounds are going to be so important. They're going to be important because this will establish if Vibin, if BVD, who has the edge to an extent, if you know what I mean. It's kind of like whoever wins, or I mean, if BVDs can come out strong in the first round, then they are going to start not be in that negative space like, oh, we've lost to these guys before. It's going to be, look, they are, as you used the word fallible earlier, they are fallible.
Yeah,
they
can bleed.
Winnable. They can bleed. Exactly. What we do have to take in consideration is the 6th man of Bravado Gaming.
Time.
Elec.
Alec. Oh, there we go. Okay, the inside man.
The inside man.
job.
They've snuck him into Vibin's roster. They knew the final was coming. They snuck Alec in. Do you think he's going to play a little bit more cautious around his teammates this time around to not to cause that much team damage? And in fact, he even admits openly that the kill on Sandals that cost them that round in Oregon was intentional.
What?
Yeah.
I did not
He
know
said
this.
Sandals killed him in a scrim,
Oh, come
so
on.
he needed to get revenge at possibly the worst time. Do you think they're reining him in this time? They're saying, nope, this is not the time to be getting revenge from a team kill in a scrim.
Yeah, this is definitely not the time. Not when you are on the biggest stage that South African Rainbow Six Siege has ever seen. As we look at the ban phase quickly, we've had the Thatcher and the Ace ban. Hangry said it on the desk. Those are bog standard. We've seen them all day and even throughout this tournament. On the defensive side, though, this is Oregon. Goyo and Mira have been taken off the board now. The Goyo Vulcan Shields, it's going to be a big one, as well as the Mira. We saw how prevalent she was in used by Phoenix MGO in that previous game, notably on Clubhouse as well as Chalet. So not going to be there for Vibe and Esports when they start on their defense, or for Bravado Gaming whenever they get on their defense. So the question is now just what is going to happen here on Oregon. Are we going to see Bravado Gaming take a quick lead? Are we going to see Vibe and Esports take a quick lead? What is going to be the outcome? Prediction. What do you think?
Okay, Devon has stated in his pay interview this is his favorite map. He loves the layout. He loves everything about this map. We know BVD when they were Regicide. This map, you didn't take Regicide to Oregon.
Yeah.
If you beat Regicide in Oregon, you were like, we are amazing. We if we can take Regicide in Oregon, we can take anything. Now BVD basically the same team that Regicide was. So Oregon's strong map. Again, if Vibin start taking away points here from BVD, it's going to be huge. It's going to be something spectacular because then BVD, that mental space of we are scared, we are of this team, suddenly now they're going to be a little bit more scared. They've already lost 2. Sorry if you didn't know we couldn't see what was happening again. Now we can. They have lost 2 already off the bat. That's a kill from Alec and a kill from Figure. Alec coming up to redeem himself after yesterday's kerfuffle and has decided to put it to his old teammates. So Figure and Alec taking on Minted and Devon, a huge frag getting rid of Devon so early on.
Most definitely, and as well losing that smoke potential as well as fire coming out from the Capitao, but the fire coming out from Causa, he is the one we highlighted on the desk that the analysts pointed out to. It's a double kill for Figure. Bravado Gaming, you said you don't take them to Oregon. Well, Vibin, they take the round flawlessly. What a start. What an absolute way to start this. In the grand finals of the biggest event we have ever seen, they go flawless. My oh my, it looks like if this is anything to tell us, well, the previous times these teams have fought out, it's gone the same way. Not that they've won by any metric. We still have, by my calculations, 15 plus 15 plus 14. Quick maths. 44 rounds potentially still to go if this goes all the way.
We still have a lot of rounds that these teams have to battle their way through. Bravado just getting settled in, possibly can bring this back. You don't take Bravado to Oregon, but if you know you're going to take Bravado to Oregon, what
then you
do you
strat
do?
against them.
You plan, you prep, and that's what Vibin has done. I can guarantee you, Brad mentioned it in that analyst. He said, both these teams, they're going to be prepared. They have an idea of what they want to do, which means prep work, which means they've spent their time learning each other, figuring out each other. And I can tell you Vibin has spent their time watching Bravado. And Brad mentioned Phoenix, not a lot of VOD knowledge on Phoenix. Bravado Gaming, being Regicide for so long, there's so much VOD work of Bravado, Etal Regicide back in the day, playing this map for Vibin to go look at. They 100% know exactly what Bravado's going to do.
Bravado, they have played Oregon so many times, and they have 7-0'd multiple teams on this map. I cast my mind back to the WLE 10K, where they 7-0'd, I think, 3 teams during the playoffs on Oregon. They were unstoppable. But Pipe and Esports, they've proven, and we said this before, that they can bleed. And they are bleeding heavily. They have been injured quite heavily in that first round, flawlessly from Vibin. I just need to keep mentioning that because it genuinely was flawless.
It plays into that mental game.
Yeah, I mean, Bravado are coming into this high and mighty. They've been signed to the biggest org in ZA. They feel confident as a team. They won their previous tournament. How do you counter that? How do you counter a team maybe being a bit cocky? You show them. you show them that you can win the first round flawlessly. They've set the pace, and now they just need to keep playing like they're playing.
Exactly. If they can keep this pace up, keep the pace that they set, not let Bravado dictate the game, then it's going to be huge. And that's one thing that Bravado is really good at. It is at making the other team play at their own pace. And so if Viven can keep that up, can keep disrupting Bravado's pace, make it really hard for Bravado to start setting the pace and start setting how the rounds are going to go, then you just keep disrupting every attempt of Bravado to get on inside. Figure has taken some damage though. Bravado's attack is gaining control of this first floor. Devan is going to go below. He's got that skeleton key. Does take some damage from above, but retaliates, almost getting rid of Figure as they're looking to put the pressure on from below. Floors are opened up. No space really to work on right now if you are Vibe in esports. No space to hold onto that defense. The real question right now for Bravado is where are they going to start pressuring onto the side? Because as it stands, they're all downstairs. They haven't yet made any movements upstairs. They don't have a lot of time. And now they just lost one of their hard breaches as Airy goes down. The Maverick not a play. Going to be a bit harder to open up some walls. Bravado, though, they have the power, they have the energy, they have the ability to bring this back. Drop shot from above. The vertical play not working in Bravado's favor this time round, and Viben securely sitting on site, able to not be too pressured by what was a very intense downstairs push.
I am so excited to see this Viben play. What is this? Dr. Drop Shot with the double kill on the round, doing what he does best, going for those aggressive plays.
Not a doctor.
Not a doctor. But Bravado. This is an attack we haven't seen. Most teams here in South Africa, they opt to go for either the Master Bedroom push or the Attic push. Bravado Gaming is throwing a spanner into the works of the meta currently. They're going for the push down below. Now, if you don't know, that facilitates a push from the main window area inside of dorms. That is what they were going for, but they were just completely shut down on the entry, and they're going to keep getting shut down by Dr. Drop Shot. A triple kill on the round, a double kill from Mystic. Can he make this happen? It's going to be an ace if he clutches this round out, but with 15 seconds and smoke being burned on the doorway, he's going to try and find this engagement, but there's a player behind a shield. He's getting intel through the slits of that deployable shield as it's Sandals to lock it down. A tactical timeout already coming out from Bravado. Now, I need to point this out. Bravado Gaming, in their previous game yesterday against Phoenix MGO, they took some time to get into the swing of things. They lost the first 2 rounds, they took a tactical timeout, and they brought it back 9 rounds in a row. Is this what we are going to see? Is this Bravado just taking some time to get into the feel of things? Is this them having to wake up a bit early and get themselves awake? Or is this Viben genuinely running away with it?
Well, as we all know, Bravado's wake-up time is 11 at night.
Yes.
Not, what is the time? 1 in the afternoon. It's a little bit too early for them. But yeah, yesterday, Bravado in general, great at using those timeouts. They have a great coach. They have a great mental game in general. They're able to reset themselves. They have the backing of Bravado. They have some of the best mental coaches in the South African industry being at their side, able to take them through these rough patches, able to take them through the fear that maybe they can't take on these guys that have taken them down before. And they use those tack timeouts beautifully. They use it to break momentum. They use it to reset themselves. And every time we've seen them take a tack timeout, it's usually after a 2 rounds in a row loss. They take the tack timeout, and next thing they come out winning. They come out firing. Viben needs to be scared of that. Viben needs to just be a little bit hesitant here of what Bravado can bring out, because this is the make or break moment. If Bravado wins around here, we see that snowball. Like I said, that's when they start coming alive. We start seeing the snowball come out. But of course, Viben, they've won 2 rounds in a row. I don't think they're too fussed. These guys, as Brad said, they had a clear mind of what they wanted to do when they come in, and they're putting it to the test. They're 100% locking it down, and they seem to just be very comfortable to just keep going with the current pace that they're at, to keep going and holding on to Bravado's attack.
You said earlier that Bravado is really good at forcing their opponents to play at their pace, but Bravado's pace is Viben's pace. Both of these teams are so aggressive and so quick at making things happen that this matchup I've been wanting to see on stream for so long, and I'm so glad we finally get to see it. If there is one round, though, that Bravado can win, it's this one, because Viben Esports, they're on their tertiary bomb side. They've opted to go for meeting hall and kitchen, not kitchen and dining, notably. That has been the side we've seen most of the time.
I would say no.
Yeah, in the playoffs, no, but previous to that.
Yeah. Oregon in the past, you would see a lot more dining and kitchen. Right now, we seem to be in a meeting and kitchen meta.
Yeah.
And I think one of the reasons is that small tower becomes such a key point of that dining kitchen hold, because you can get that vertical control. And that might be why teams are no longer opting for that. Devon gets a nice little opening. You want a huge player, Causa. Of course, we expect this from Devon. We expect him to be playing always out of the edge of his seat. We expect him to just come through and rock this other team. But for the time being, Vibin still in a great position, of course. Drop shot. He has been the clutch master, and he is going to be the one to keep it going. It's not going to be drop shot. It's his ex-Titan teammate, Sandals, who gets the opening kill for Vibin and puts them back in a great position.
I just have to point out, Sandals has been so consistent. He isn't usually a player you look to. But look at this, the plant is coming down from Minted. I don't think they heard it. This is going to be a completely free plant for Bravado Gaming. They finally try and do something about it, but they can't. 40 seconds now on the timer. The time is no longer on the defensive side. It is on the attacking side. There we go. Mystic finding one onto Figure. Now left in the 4v3. Dr. Dropshot is coming, trying to come up lobby stairs, trying to clutch this out as his teammate is going for the defuse. This is all Dropshot, but he is not enough. It is just Sandals. The player I said has been so consistent. Can he make this happen? It is not looking likely. He is going to try and stick this defuser in the corner, in the little pocket on the side of the hard breached wall, but he can't. It's Minted to connect, and this is Bravado Gaming coming into it. Finally around on the board, no longer being shown how to play by Vibin Esports.
That early defuse completely changed the game. It put Vibin in a panic, put Vibin in a scramble, put Vibin on the back foot, and then a nice long hold. Bravado practiced that. They knew exactly which wall. I've never seen that plant on a meeting.
I think I have once or twice during the NAL, but that is like once or twice.
Okay, I'll say I've never seen that stretch run inside South African Siege, and they pulled it off flawlessly. Vibin didn't even expect it, because Vibin, who have locked that down and who have just been... Vibin, who have locked that down, sorry, we were being asked about something. Vibin, who have locked it down, who have studied the strats, who have studied BBD's Oregon plays going back, have never seen that either.
Yeah.
So it worked out first time round. Vibin, however, now they know they're going to be ready for it if they try that strat again.
And quite interestingly, we haven't actually seen how this bottom stairs area has played out previously. But look at this, Elik is actually reinforcing the wall into blue. They are hard reinforced. They're going to play the right side of this electrical area unreinforced and open that up. That is the default way to do it. But I wonder, with a clash, usually you would extend into blue. Usually you would play that assisted with a smoke. Where are they going to play this clash? They're going to play it up top. Now, I believe we saw this from Vibin, correct me if I'm wrong, previously, where they would extend up top with the clash into meeting, into kitchen, into dining, into electrical, wherever it may be to deny the vertical play. Dropshot losing his life very early on. Mitch saying, you can't go for these early aggressive avenues. You can't kill us like that. And Bravado Gaming, that's exactly what you need. That's exactly what you need to claw things back. They are down in the round count. And now, what do they need to do? They need to clear these players up top. They've already killed one roamer. So realistically, there's only going to be one, maximum two players to assist this clash. If you can kill Sandals, you can kill the clash. But Causa is going to do what he can on the other side of the map. As he shuts down Mystic, an interesting one. Don't know exactly where this gunfight came through, but Divan pressuring down Dorm's stairs. Causa, though, is on the top of Freeze stairs. I think an engagement is going to come out within the next 15 seconds between these players, and it's going to determine the round. Sandals falls, and I said if that happens, the clash is all on her own. She has decided to drop on down Freeze's stairs, but they've opened up all of these hatches for Bravado. They have opted to allow for these rotates, and that just might be the death of them. As now, Figure and Cause are left to defend in this freezer area. They are going to back on down. They're going to decide, okay, we still have the clash, and we still have two people to play behind her. They say, okay, we've calculated the risk. It's too risky to be aggressive. We need to play passive now. We need to play reactionary. Bravado Gaming, you said they're good at setting the pace. They have set the pace in this round.
Bravado, for sure, have found a way to set the pace this time around. Despite the clash, the pace killer being there, being involved, Bravado all but ignored them out. However, Figure, strong clash player, he can bring this back, and he's looking to start pressuring that freeze. You mentioned those hatches being made soft for Bravado, but when you have a clash, that's almost an impromptu hatch at times. So they're probably hoping to rely on that. As Laundry does get opened up, Corza goes for the peek. He might not have realized that the Maverick is moving down the stairs. Let's see what can happen here. Elec does get rid of Devan though. He's proving his loyalty to the new Vyvern roster, but Minted catches Corza in a panic after a beautiful flash down the hatch. Minted now looking for a third in this match, I believe, as he goes for the peek onto Elec, but unable to convert. He is going to get that diffuser down. This will be the second time Minter's planted the diffuser, and it's Mitch to finish off the remaining two. Diffuser doesn't need to go down. An attack on the other side. 2 rounds lost, 2 rounds won for Bravado, and Vyvern employing the tack strats.
Very interesting that all of the tactical timeouts for this game have been used in the first 4 rounds. I think if this game goes the way, and if it gets messy, it's going to get really messy, because they don't have an opportunity to chill out. They don't have an opportunity to just sit back and vibe. They can't really be cool, calm, and collected during...
Can't be vibing if you ain't having a good time.
Yeah, it's going to be hard for them later on in this game when the pressure starts mounting, when the hype gets to you. So I think Vyvern Esports, this tactical timeout is going to mean a lot for them. They could reset, win some more rounds on their defense, which they need to do on Oregon defense. But we've said how important these tactical timeouts are for Bravado rather. Yes, your opponent called it, but you can also use it, and they are all in person at the Bravado facility with a coach. That is going to help so much.
Did they fly the coach?
No, so they have the mental coach.
Oh, the mental coach. Yes. They've got the BVD staff on hand for sure. And they have their actual coach. Online. But still, he's there. He's there to give input. Vyvern, I don't know if Vyvern has a coach. I know Phoenix does, and I
really don't know. I want Twitch chat, please correct me on this. Does Vyvern have a coach?
I'm not too sure.
I actually don't know.
I mean, they're a great team nonetheless, and all these players are really good at analyzing themselves.
I think after Teakbill was dropped from the main roster, he did take that that position of coach, and maybe not the permanent coach position, but I think after being benched from the roster, that has been where he's at. But where we are at now, it's going to be meeting hall and kitchen again. Are they going to go for that same plant, or do they have another ace up their sleeve?
The ace up their sleeve isn't good. Well, that original ace up their sleeve might not work this time around. But this could be where BBD restructures and they go for a attack that they've done in the past, knowing that Vyvern might, in fact, set up to counter that new strat that they pulled on through. Of course, Vyvern Gaming not to be counted out. I'm a bit curious if they didn't go back up to kids' dorms. That was a strong defense for them as well. And you possibly could have broken BBD's momentum had they gone upstairs. But coming to meeting hall, maybe they're just going to try surprise Bravado in the same way that Bravado surprised them in the previous time they defended the site. And if they can win this one, again, puts them back in that high energy state, that high energy frame of mind, a good mental position to once again continue forward and knock out Bravado Gaming. As Figure looks like he's just going to be reinforcing Attic up. They're going to start putting pressure on this vertical. I don't think they had a lot of vertical presence in the previous time that they defended this map. So changing it up, going for something different. Vyvern Esports adapting.
Oh, okay. We have had the update. Vyvern does have a coach. Currently, it's chill. So let's see what the strategy that they are employing is going to net for them, because it looks like almost the exact same operator lineup on the defensive side. They've got the Castle, they've got the Iruni, once again joined by the Mute on Sandals, who was proficient on that operator. But look at Bravado. They only have the Hibana and the Maverick, sorry. No Thermite. They can't open these big holes on these walls. They need to go for the tiny holes, get out the Mute Jammer, and then you can invest in the Hibana X Kairos pallets. I wonder where they're pushing from. Okay, Minted is actually going for the top look here. So it is a completely different attack strategy than we saw previously. You need to clear out drop shot here inside of Active, and actually he is going to fall on down. I question whether that is to stay alive, or whether he's going to come back up and be on that flank position. I believe there's still one player inside of Dorms, the Iruni, if I'm not mistaken, but now on the side of Bravado, they need to realize that this player has fallen off. If you don't realize that and you still play as if he's there, playing too conservative, not really taking this map control, then it might it might end up quite bad for them because, well, you're starting to open up this wall, but you're expending a lot of time.
Yeah, wasting time. What's selling the ruse that drop shot might still be an attic was those long shots coming through the hatch all the way at the back of meeting, just trying to make it look like drop shot's still playing there. Of course, you mentioned drop shot falling back. He did this on Consulate against, who I believe it was Phoenix game. No, it was DNMK. He did this on Consulate against DNMK, where he would drop down the hatches and come back with renewed fervor. Strong player. He knows when to drop out and he knows how to use that well. So dropping out there, very well played from Drop Shot. You can see he's already rotated down all the way up now on Freezer stage. He's going to come up doors, possibly get a flank down on this hatch and catch these guys unawares in attic. And that is obviously the power of Drop Shot. He's a strong player indeed. No real walls have been opened yet. They still got that laser gate on that attic hatch. Bravado running out of time, running out of moments to get ready to set this glass going. They still need to open up this meeting wall. They still need to find an opening pick. Vibin's playing it really safe. Vibin's playing it really passive, really well. Course is going to get that audio cue of that man playing out of security corridor. Devon is going to just cause that distraction to let Mitch get the kill onto Sandals from above. Drop Shot is sneaking up behind. He could get a sneaky hatch. He could get a sneaky kill from behind. Alec finds two, however, to seal it into a 3v3. But Minted, once again, with a sneaky plant, is going to get it down. Drop Shot has made his way up to the hatch. He is going to clear out the man in attic. That is going to give him vertical control as Alec finds the man planting the diffuser. He gets cleared out. Drop Shot, no more verticals there. That's going to allow Eerie to move on through, but the angle is being held. They are going to point him out. He does get shot by Figure, and that's the diffuser. Vibin, after attack timeout, finds some footing and using the space available to them very well. Some clutch phase by Drop Shot. They really need to watch out for these late game roams because he is oh so deadly.
Really well done. And I really thought as soon as Sandals died there, he was the opening death, that as soon as he died, the site was going to fall. Sandals, time and time again, has been the pillar on the defensive side. He is the man that can just, in very tight situations where 2 or 3 players are holding a crossfire on him, somehow he can dismantle the crossfire, win one of the gunfights, and then just push it all the way through. I really look to him as the one player that if he's left last live on the site in a clutch situation, can make it happen. But if he loses his life early, to me that means the site is open and open wide for the taking. And that's what Bravado did. They got the plant down, but they neglected the roam strategy. They focused so much on the main bomb site that they left Dr. Drop Shot, and he capitalized off of it. Really well done to Vibin on that round, and they're looking for the 4-2 split on their defense, which would be really good for them.
I would say that's a great play, more from Drop Shot than anything else.
Yeah.
Bravado, they knew Drop Shot was playing out of attic, so they cleared him out. They knew he wasn't there anymore. The assumption is that Roam is now locking down side. It's not that that Roam has gone into side and left side again. Then you had Devon playing security corridor. He tries to enter security. Alec takes him out. But at no point in Devon's push from that side would he have any idea that Drop Shot was playing upstairs. Drop Shot made no attempt to take on Devon in that corridor, even though audio cues would have let him know he was there. He made no attempt to let Devon know he was there. So great patience by Drop Shot, and great work by Drop Shot to come in.
Patience
from Drop Shot, yeah. And just a great sort of map awareness, maturity and map awareness in general, yeah. Just to read into it, and no flank drones for Bravado watching that unexpected. Why would Drop Shot leave the site once he's dropped out of the room?
Yeah, I really point to Bravado's drone work. It's been incredible this game. Compared to yesterday, I commented a few times that their drone work was a bit shoddy. This time here, even though they lose the first player, that's Sandals to connect, and wow, he is a flex support player, and he has just been getting these opening kills. I don't know what they are feeding him, but he gets the opening kill, and
you say you would put Sandals as a flex support player?
Yes, I would.
He's a
secondary entry.
He's a secondary entry player.
But on defense, he is the pillar on the defense.
I would put Alec as the pillar on defense, to be honest with you.
Fair enough, fair enough. I mean,
when he's not killing his teammates, he's holding it down hard.
Yeah, I mean, Sandals, I just say that because we've seen so many times where he clutches on that defense. But let us see how Bravado can adapt to this, because they've lost their Ash. That is soft breach utility loss. So you still have the Ibana and you have the Maverick to work with, and they have worked with it. They've opened up Attic, and it looks like this is going to be their point of ingress. Airy is looking to jump on through the window. You saw a C4 just flying on past. I believe it was shot out. That or, no, they killed Sandals. He was the one that threw the C4. So if you're dead and you're in the grave, you can't detonate that C4, but ROG shot. Man, oh man, he is just killing people left, right, and center. And look at Divan, 1 in 6. They are shutting down Bravado's star player.
Airy is going to instead shut down what can arguably be Viben's star player, but a beautiful C4 from Elec does find Minted and almost finds Airy as well. Now he has the diffuser in hand at least, but low on health. 50 seconds to go. He has an opportunity just to take it slow, take some time here. Mitch is instead going to yeet on through and get claimed by Figure in a beautiful crossfire setup. Too many angles to deal with from Mitch. Not enough patience for Bravado. As I said, they had the time, they had the ability to be a little bit more patient, to take it slower, and instead Mitch just goes for the press W and hope to get the kills, which works for Bravado. It does. Not against Viben.
Yeah. I mean, you have to change your play when playing like a team against a team like Viben Esports, because we know how strat heavy they are. We know how they can also win their gunfights. They've picked up players from both 80k, 2 of them, and 2 players from the ex-OG roster.
And Elec, who was ex-Bravado gaming roster.
80k was known as one of the most strat-heavy teams. OG was known as one of the most aggressive teams. What does that combination give you? Well, it gives you a perfect concoction of star players who can not only...
Gives you LATAM.
It gives you LATAM. That is true.
LATAM. Viben Esports is LATAM at the moment. And just the perfect mixture of patience, aggression, and strat knowledge. Bravado Gaming, great use of aggression, great use of usability and quick glance. Did work out for them once or twice. But they need to slow it down, they need to take a breath. They have that chance now. On defense, they can just take a little bit more of a breather. They can just be a little bit more passive. Obviously, the clock's no longer against them. It's all in their favor to bring it back, to bring this to a 6-4, a 7-4. Viben Gaming, though. 2 rounds in a row. No attack timeouts for Bravado to reset themselves this time, and could make it 3 rounds.
And Bravado Gaming, the onus is really on them. They've come in here as the cocky team that felt really confident, but not anymore. I can promise you, their mental is starting to falter just that much because they're at a backfield. They're at an absolute backfield. 2 to 4, they need to fight their way back. On their defense, they need to win at least 2 out of their 3 defenses per half of the defense to make it to overtime. It's a hard ask. So, Viben Esports, win 2 of your attacks and you've pushed it to overtime, and you've confirmed that for yourself at the very least. But I don't think that's what they're gunning for. I think they're gunning for the 7-2. At this point in time, they have the momentum. Though, I have to point out that the rounds have gone 2 to Viben, 2 to Bravado, 2 to Viben. So if that trajectory is to be followed, the next 2 rounds should go the way of Bravado. But let's see how they make that happen as they start to push on into the master bedroom area. Not just yet, on the balcony rather, using their utility to get that main door opened. Now that it is open, I think they're going to rotate just that tiny bit. Mystic taking a tad bit of damage. And there we go, Quasar with the opener. That is how you do it.
That is how you do it again. Indeed, getting rid of Mystic. He had the C4. He could have gone from below and stopped any attempt to defuse in Games Room. Crossfire is being established here in Attic. They've opened up the big tower wall. They've opened up the Games Room wall. And now Quasar has opened up the laser gate on Trophy. Devan goes down to the Crossfire. Figure coming in huge. Getting rid of the star-studded player of Bravado Gaming. Minted holding it tight angled with the shotgun. Let's see what he can do with it. So in the meantime, he's hoping one of those Viben players gets as aggressive as BVD has been shown to be on their attack. He does see Quasar. That wasn't a Gemini. The shots are real. Minted almost lost his head. He goes for the C4. Quasar does back off. No damage to speak of. C4 off the board. But that's not going to stop Minted from pushing right out. Quasar unable to come back in time. And double K, 2K kills for Minted. But Figure, not one to be outdone by members of the other team, does get rid of Mitch. Minted and Aries, 2 players who need to hold down the fort for Bravado Gaming. They got 5 players on all sides. They've got to deal with drop shot and Figure as well. Sandals no longer the flex support. Switching onto that Ash is going to be ready just to go mad. But Minted with the shotgun finds Figure, and it's huge. Drop shot takes a lot of damage. He's on the floor. He's gone prone. He goes for the drop shot. Minted headshot dead. But the angle could be seen. Airy almost takes him out. 30 seconds in a 2v1. Diffuser not in hand. They have to get the kill show. They have to go for the blaze. Airy finds Sandal low on health. Drop shot low on health too. The pistol comes out and Airy clutches it for Bravado Gaming with a beautiful 2K. Great reads, great map knowledge, using his ears to perfection.
That was a great clutch, but I have to give even more props to Minted. Because in basically a 1v2, he was on Trophy Doorway fighting against the Iana. He realizes he had just thrown out a C4, so that player would have backed off just that tiny bit. He takes the small little second to capitalize off of it. He pushes into Trophy, knowing that there will probably be someone in Master Bedroom, and there was. There was the Hibana, he got the kill. After that, instant 180, because he knows the Iana is going to come back and start to pressure it, try and get the refrag. But no, he completely alleviates the pressure from the west side of the map. From there, he played aggressive again, but he knew he could play aggressive because he had killed everyone on his flank. He pushed into Attic, got a very important kill. After that, put it into a situation where they could go for the clutch. So even though he himself died during that last part of the round, he put the game into a situation where it was possible to clutch.
100%. He created the space, he provided the space, he gave Airy all of the information that he needed to come out on top of that and clutch it out. And that's the power of a team that's been playing together for so long. They know each other so well, so certainly. I did make mention of yesterday, and this is based on what I've seen in the playoffs from Bravado Gaming, is they do happen to be a more defensive-sided team. They happen to be better on the defense. Winning that first defensive round in what was arguably a very hard-to-win situation could be setting up that same trend that we've seen. And we could be looking at Bravado Gaming being the defensive team, being the team that you don't want to leave on defense second because it puts you in a very difficult attack. However, Viben Esports, they've only lost one attack. They can't be counted out. Right now, we're looking at 2 rounds going to Viben, 2 rounds to Bravado, 2 rounds to Viben, 1 round to Bravado. So if Bravado brings us back to 2 rounds, maybe we see 2 rounds to Viben then, and then we're into overtime.
Yeah, still, I believe, about 5 rounds to go before overtime is a possibility. So in the meantime, from Viben Esports, I'm trying to break that track record. I'm trying to break the cycle of 2 rounds going either way. Sandal's taking a bit of opening damage. I'm not sure from where. It's really interesting that he has been, in a lot of these cases, the first entry, but look at that. Cause are taking damage from, I believe, a shotgun from down below as Dropshot loses not his life. He's put into a down but not out state as Causa loses his life. That is an incredible angle. That goes up 3 floors, through a hatch, through the floor, and he gets a kill off of it. Now, are they going to keep playing aggressive? Yes, they are. Divan rotates up through the Armory Stairs area, and he could pose to be a very big threat if he comes at an opportune time, because Dropshot is low, and I don't think he's going to be aware. There is a drone at his feet, but no one is holding that. Causa is spectating Dropshot.
Causa should definitely be looking at that flank drone, be looking to see where Divan is, of course. Like Dropshot, Divan loves the roam game, loves to just move around the map and be in unexpected places. And right now, he has the opportunity to come from behind, to come and really punish this Viben lineup. Airy does find Sandals, and that's just going to keep them all the more distracted. But a great read from Elik. Sees Divan going down. Possibly some inside information from when he played with them. He knew Divan's probably going to be sneaking around, trying that sneaky plays. Elik now going to put pressure on the freezer wall. Going to be looking to help his team get it open. The hatch in control too, as you saw the Malusi just snaking underneath that head-hide hold. As Elik flashes himself out. No one pushing through. I believe he also managed to flash out. I think that's Mitch holding onto the angle with shotgun. Actually, it's minted on the Warden, and Figure goes in to finish it out and seal the deal. Figure finds 2, Mitch going down, and a trade actually coming out, a 3rd trade for the today, as Mitch and Figure both go down. Elik and Dropshot, strong players, opening up the walls. Diffuser still in hand versus Mystic and Airy, also strong players. 2 players on on each team that are known to frag out when needed, are known to go big when needed, and it's Mystic who goes big this time. It's Mystic to get that first kill and bring it into a 2v1. 11 seconds to go. They're all falling back. They know Diffuser downing Freezer. There's no reason to take these fights. Bravado finally showing some maturity, some passiveness, some lack of aggression this time round, just to move back and make it that drop shot has no one to shoot at, no one to kill, no possible way of clutching it out.
Yeah, once that Malusi Banshee was giving away his position, there was no way he was clutching that, because also, like you said, the diffuser was dropped in Freezer. They had no reason to push him. They knew where he was, so they knew how to get away from him. 4-4. Kitchen and Dining is going to be in their next bomb site. If we follow the trend, Viben Esports is going to win the next 2 rounds and put themselves on match point. That's a big thing, because if it's 6-4, well, you only need really one fluke of a round.
But if we're following the trend, then
Bravado is going to win the next
Bravado
2.
wins the next 2 into overtime, and then Viben takes the map technically, because then Viben will get the next 2 of the overtime.
See,
into
but
8-6.
then comes the question: is with them flipping on overtime every round,
does that
is it going to
break
have
the trend? Does that make it a 1-1 trend? Who knows?
We'll have to find out.
We'll have to find out, indeed. I want to point something else, and I think it was in Viben's match against DNMK in Oregon, where I'm not too sure, I can't remember which side lost that diffuser and they moved around completely.
Yes, so I'm pretty sure it was the opposing team and it was not Viben. Viben had lost the diffuser. They had the mismanagement.
Figure had to try reclaim the diffuser in one situation. And the reverse, almost. Bravado falling back into the diffuser this time round. No, not the reverse, because again it was Viben trying to recover the diffuser from a Bravado hold. No, so Viben, again, we spoke about this yesterday, diffuser box management not as fantastic, not as great as it needs to be, and still being that Achilles heel of their attack.
So, they're going to Kitchen and Dining. We haven't seen this bomb site throughout the entire Grand Finals weekend. Quite interesting that this is the first time we're seeing it, so let's see how they decide to play it. What they have done is they've taken Maestro on Minter, but they've also opted to take one of the operators, which I think has the lowest pick rate in the comp. It's the Warden. And he has the glasses where he can just look through a flashbang, look through a smoke grenade, but do you think that's going to even work? Because only 2 flashbangs on the side of Viben Esports.
He was holding that tight angle in Freezer with the shotgun in the previous round. He has switched out the gun onto the MPX this time around. But he was holding that angle with the shotgun, and when those flashes came out from towards Elik on the Hibana, if Elik had pushed them, if Elik had not flashed himself out because of the Y magnet, Elik might have pushed on through. Those glasses would have resulted in Elik's early death to the shotgun of the Warden. So yeah, I think where Airy is positioning himself with this operator, he actually is getting some good usage, some good impact on the map presence, on holding angles and holding certain areas of the map for sure. The question is now, is he still going to be able to continue with that usage of Warden? Is he still going to be able to use those glasses quite nicely? Is he still going to be in situations where being flashed out and needing the glasses are essential? And like I said, only 2 flashes on the board, and they're both in the hands of Elik. Right now, Elik probably isn't going to be going anywhere near Airy. Elik's going to be looking to get onto the side and get that diffuser down.
They know he's up top now, though. They have droned him out. They're going for the horizontal push, though. No vertical pressure. Yes, they've droned him out, but they don't really care as Dr. Dropshot finds one onto the player on the side. It's Divan, who is currently struggling in this game, but Mystic is not. He has showed up in the absence of Divan's fragging, so now Sandals and Causa left to potentially clutch this out. I look to this combination and I think if anyone can make this happen, it's them, because Sandals has proven to us that in clutch situations, he is the one you want. Causa as well, this stoic player we have pointed out so many times, one of the most storied and medaled player in South African Rainbow Six Siege, and Sandals just proves why you want him in a clutch situation. Takes that 1v1 gunfight and has the presence of mind to not yet go for the plant. There was a player on the vertical who would have shut him down, so a good play from him to not go for that. There is a player on the prone on that right side wall. If he finds that, I think they win this round. Does he see him though? Does he have the presence of mind to check the prone position? Because it's not every day that you have a player playing there. But no, the iron part of his iron sight is going to block that out, as Causa does finally find a kill. But from the vertical, he has to worry about it. But no, he is in
Ring
electrical.
around the Rosie.
Oh, airy with the ring around a Rosie game. Causa couldn't even pick up the diffuser.
I loved Causa just running in a circle going, man, what do I do here? What do I do here? What do I do here? I'm just going to hope to come around and see the head. Unfortunately, not able to do that. Yeah, question marks, I agree. Causa, it's not a lapse. You're not doing sprints right now. We're not doing exercise just yet. That's for later. As VVD break the trend 3 rounds in a row. Well, yeah, 3 rounds in a row. So BBD breaking the trend quite beautifully in a very pivotal moment, and now look to take this to match point and then win the map entirely. Vibe Esports just doing a few things untoward there, and like I said, a little bit unfortunate moving on that prone player, but hidden so perfectly by the
his own iron sight,
by his own sight, and just not able to see it down. So some great positioning, and Bravado Gaming in general, I'd say, have had really good positioning. I was talking about the Warden, I think, earlier, and how well positioned he was in Freezer. Again, some good positioning here from DVD, and once the box was down, they knew the scramble was going to come in. They set themselves to get that crossfire down, and used it to perfection. And now, Vibe Esports back to attacking kids and dorms. Last time, Fury was a huge factor in this defense. He came out with a clutch, and Minted also with that shotgun. So Vibe need to be aware of that. They need to be aware that BBD is holding good angles, holding tight angles, and that these shotguns are coming out, and they're not going to be slowing down anytime soon.
The thing I'm looking at for Bravado now is they've won 3 defensive rounds in a row. That means they've won 3 different bomb sites. That means they've proven themselves on each and every single one of the bomb sites that they need to go to. So they have the momentum going for them. It's 5-4 for Bravado. They have the 1-up, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, for the first time in this game. Yes, they've always been either trailing or equal. So hopefully now, for them at least, 5-4, they can make things happen. 2 rounds, and they win this map, which was this Vibe Esports or Bravado's map? I'm not too sure.
We really need to check that before I get into it. I would assume this is Bravado pick. Oh, Mystic, what are you doing, mate? Jumps out the window. We saw that jump out happen yesterday. It didn't work out, but today Mystic comes out on top as Sandals goes down. And another jump out. Bravado's going ham. They're going all over the place. Devon gets punished for it instead, but the damage has already been done. Causa and Sandals out. Vigor now needs to switch back into that entry position and help drop shot get in here as Alex going to try to open up this wall. It's interesting, they've switched the box off. We're talking about box management. They've decided Alex can't be trusted to hold on to that one. It looks like they want that box in Alex. They want to get it actually to plant in kids rather than going for a games plant or a dorms plant instead. So let's see what they can do here. They still have an opportunity to set that crossfire. They still have an opportunity to open up these walls. Elec runs on through, but the risk, the threat of that shotgun as he pushes on up. Minted finds Elec. And now we are looking at BVD's domination. But Figure gets rid of Eerie, but still winnable, still in Ivan's hands, still just clasping it with every single iota of strength they have in their fingers. They're hanging on the cliff edge, and right now, Bravado are that lion poised to just let them loose and say, long live the king.
Bravado Gaming, what is this? They've finally come into their stride after breaking the cycle of 2 rounds in a row. They are just showing them what to do, but I want to point out that yes, Bravado are playing aggressive, and yes, they're doing well, but their star player isn't. He went for that aggressive run out from Garage Storage side because I think he just wanted to get a feel of things. He said, I'm the one that's supposed to be playing aggressive. I'm the one that's supposed to be getting the kills. But he goes for it and he dies.
Mystic, anything you can do, I can do better. Except he didn't.
He didn't.
No.
and that's the scary thing to me. 6-4 to Bravado. They're on match point. If they win this one, we're going into the next map, which just checking on my side, is going to be Consulate. Keeping in mind how well Bravado are doing. What do you think is going to happen if Divan wakes up?
If Divan wakes up, Viben are going to be in for a little bit more of a scare. I think right now they are being able to manage and trade back and forth because Divan isn't quite there. That being said, when Divan wakes up, what happens is Bravado tends to fall in line behind him a bit more. which means these huge frags that are coming out from the other members of Bravado don't happen as much.
Yeah.
So it's almost a balancing factor. When Devan's not there, his team's
Yeah.
when Devan shows up and he's there, his team lets him have it, lets him go wild. So while it could make it a little bit scary, it could make a little bit of an impact, I don't think it's going to change all that much about how Bravado plays their rounds and how Viben has to deal with them in general. And then talking about if Bravado win this and we go to Consulate, we saw Viben play Consulate against DNMK. Very strong map for them. They took DNMK down. They won every defensive round they played on Consulate. And that means that Bravado need to have to have figured out how to deal with Viben's defense there, because that will be key in them locking out this fight. As it stands, they've managed to get it going in the defense here on Oregon. As I've said, Bravado tend to be a more defensive-sided team, which also doesn't help them in Consulate if Viben's attack is that strong.
So, but before we can ask that question, we need to see what happens here on Oregon. Because, yes, it's 6-2-4, not 6T4, as Viben Esports, they still have the potential for a comeback. They could still win 2 rounds in a row. We've seen that happen multiple times. If they can get into the swing of things, if they can shut down either Mystic or maybe Mitch on these entry kills, it could be massive. If Divan can show up, it would be even bigger. That is the thing I am hoping for. That is the thing I am fearing. Divan taking a tad bit of damage. I believe he is, yes, he is the one playing up in T3 on Big Tower. Is going to jump onto the balcony rod as he spots 2 players, finds the first, the headshot connects, taking damage from the fall, but he's being pressured from so many angles, and this is where he shines, and that shows to me that he might be back, because he managed that perfectly. He saw 1 player on the right, 1 player on the left, decided, okay, I need to go for one of these. Found it, after that, backed off. And that's where Bravado shines. That might be exactly what they need to take this map here on Oregon. The 5-4 man count so early on is very important. Now, Viben, what do they need to do to answer back? Well, it's a down below defense. Either they need to push these hatches or they need to push into blue. The problem with pushing blue is you've still got Mitch behind the shield with the Jaeger ADSs, with the Haruni gates, with the Wabubs from the Malusi, and then he's got some canisters and he's using them. There we go. Viben Esports, they've completely pivoted to push their attack to blue. But it's not looking good.
You have the Habana, you have that hatch destruction ability in the palm of your hands, and Viben has decided to now bash their heads against these blue stairs. Mitch almost does go down, throwing that smoke out, but is going to return the damage as Divan, like I said, possible return, possible here and now, ready to come back in form. Figure shuts that down before he can get too far into this kill running. Causa almost manages to catch the Lucy on the swing and goes for the Banshee destruction. Almost gets fragged out instead. Mystic not taking too much damage, but has to worry about Causa holding that angle, and it is Mystic and Eerie to swing out instead. Eerie takes care of Causa, Mystic gets rid of the Habana, and now it's all up to Figure playing out of the barrels and playing for his life behind these thin metal barrels that stop bullets in this game, because that's the thing that they can do as Figure. He hasn't got grenades yet. He doesn't have too much support anymore. There's not a lot of drones, there's not a lot of info, and it looks like BBD wants to get aggressive. Look at the peaks. Mystic just wiggling his life away. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. The kill I will get. And instead it's Figure to shut it down. It's Figure to make sure that the wiggles don't come to fruition. Eerie from Pillars gets the long angle, swings out, shuts it down. And now it is a Bravado map win. And we're going to Consulate, Kanye. We're going to a strong Viben map where they can bring it back. They can take us to map number 3. If they perform like they did yesterday, they will be unstoppable in the next map.
So, Consulate, I do believe, just to, we might be mistaken on this, we're going to confirm when we come back. Consulate, I believe, has been Viben Esports map pick. So I think there is a chance for Viben to make a comeback, to show Bravado what they're doing, but equally as much, I hope that the analysts break this down. If Divan shows up, I think there's going to be a completely different ball game. So we will return in a few minutes, seconds, whatever, as we're going to go to the analysts.
The first map of the grand finals is done and Bravado takes it home. That was their map pick though. So we were actually talking about this because at one point when Viben was on defense, they were obviously rounds up. And I mentioned to Hangry at the time, I said, you know what, we're going to be in for a bit of a shock if Viben's able to take Bravado's map. They weren't though, so there you go. It's interesting, Hangry, because this isn't really defender favored, but both of these teams very strong on defense, so possibly something for them both to consider moving on to Consulate.
Exactly. Consulate's going to be defender-sided, attacker-sided. It's a map that constantly changes. Someone said that in the chat, that it's constantly changing. So you're going to have a position where if you're not not looking out for the flanks, now it becomes defender-sided. But if you have guys where they're playing nomad, we're going to have attacker-sided. So it's going to be a good evolving map.
Let's talk a little bit about Cause's exercise regime that happened in that map. Was he doing laps? That's the question we have to ask.
Unfortunately, he wasn't doing laps. What's happened is R6 Siege have implemented a new thing where you have to manually pick up the diffuser. What this means is you have to actually look at the diffuser and press F. So when he went past, we're pressing F to pay respects because he actually didn't pick it up.
Okay, then the other thing that I want to break down is the Bravado clutch that we saw when they were on defense. Do you want to break this down for us?
Yeah, I think they never should have been in the first place. We see very early on, from perspective high up, that the guys get into the back of Attic and it's open. No one defending it, no one watching the window, no one watching the breach, and Maverick just makes a hole and he tries to nade through it. They need to send a drone in and notice that. Then it's a quick push to the back, and what ends up happening is they're a little bit slow to the attack and they fall down. So they never should have been in that position in the first place.
Taking a look at the map overall, what did you think of both teams' performances? Was it what you expected?
Yeah, I think it would lift up to what we were expecting. I think Bravado just managed to step it up when they needed to. I think the guys are taking a little bit of risky nature. You know, they're throwing out cams and they're using them, but then they're running out for no reason, or they're doing things that are not getting them enough value. So they just need to tighten things up and let Causa do his thing. As the casters were saying, you know, if we bring two teams that are extremely aggressive and teams that are extremely strat heavy and put them together, you're going to get that where the two strats are trying to pull each other apart. So they just need to come together and gel a little bit more.
Do you think, when you mentioned they're coming together, I mean, do you think it benefits Bravado? They are all in the same space. So this is important. The entire Bravado team was flown to the Bravado bunker. They've all been staying together for the week. They're all in the same room right now, so they can communicate. Whereas Viben, they're all online. They've only got their Discord. Does that really make a difference at this level, or do you think both of these teams are quite capable of coping no matter where they are?
I mean, if we look at any professional siege thing, there is a team house. So there's something to it regardless. There is that morale and that thing of being able to get up and handshake the guy that just did a 1v3 clutch. So there is something to it. But in other sides, these other guys have been playing together for years as well. All of them are friends, and they know, maybe not in the same team, but they know each other, and the Discord is just as good as being next to the guy. So 70-30, 60-40, depending on what you feel.
So the Bravado Siege team might be new, but Bravado Gaming, Sense, and Detrony are not new to the scene. I know them well, so I know exactly what's happening right now. He's got towels. He's taking his Sense is definitely taking his players some towels, taking them some energy drinks, making sure they feel good. So if you're one of the Viben fans, maybe you're a parent of one of the Viben players, a brother or sister, get a little hand towel now. Take it to one of the players. This is actually going to annoy them. Don't do that. I'm going to get into so much trouble for doing this. But I was like, go make them feel like they're in a team house. Maybe make them lunch. The players can thank me for that later. Okay, a little bit of fun as we get serious. Map number 2, Consulate. This is Viben's map. Why do you think they picked it?
They're extremely frag heavy, so they're going to use the Valkyrie if it doesn't get banned. They're going to jump out. As I say, two cams, and you can cover the whole map. I think they're strong in defense in terms of being able to roam as well, so they can defend but know how to action a roam. You know, as Kanye was saying previously, you can be on a roam, you can be on an extremely deep roam, but if you don't make value of that roam, or you're too passive, you're not going to get anything from it. So you have to be aggressive in terms of being able to frag back if something happens on site.
The best South African siege you will see, and it is happening right here. This is the grand finals of the ASUS ROG Invitational, and we are moving on to map number 2. It is a best of 3, which means if Bravado Gaming wins this map, they are your champions. If Viben wins this map, we go to a 3rd game. So let's see what is about to happen. They've done a good job up until now. I want to figure out if I give this one to Trinok and Kanye if I get a Disney reference back. Gents, Trinok, come on, throw us another Disney reference.
Sam, let those Disney references go because I am not here for it. I made a Lion King reference and now suddenly I'm the Disney guy. That's what's happened here. Let's get into concert though, Kanye. Let's see what these teams can bring. Let's see what Vibin's defensive stronghold can be like when they are facing down the aggression of Bravado Gaming and the aggression of Devan as he tries to bring back his kill streaks and carry his team forward to that grand final prize, that first place victory, that 50,000 Rand.
And you know, starting on the defense, it's going to be Bravado, and I think that's going to be massive. They won 5 in a row on defense on Oregon. They have the momentum going for them, and I think Devan does better on the defense. That is my own personal opinion. I have no stats to back that up, but no operator banned by Bravado. What? Am I seeing this correctly? Okay.
Do you think Bravado were just like, you know what, Vibin, this is Vibin's map. Boost their confidence, let them have it,
Just
and
don't
crush
ban
them in
anything.
the final map. Yeah, we're
just-
not going to ban out anything. Could be a misplay, could be some overconfidence from Bravado Gaming, or could be all part of their strategy to get into the minds of Vibin Gaming.
I don't think I've ever seen a team not ban an operator. And that, at the highest level, what are they doing? I mean, like, some things that teams do where you're like, okay, for some reason, I think this is kind of dumb. I
It's
don't
not
think
a
there's...
misplay if they no ban twice.
There we go. Okay, so I think it was a misplay. I think
Okay, yeah,
I
I
think
think
I
it might
think
have
they
been a
took their
misplay.
break during in the team house, and none of them were at their PCs to ban an operator. So that is going to be a detriment to them. That means they wanted to ban out an
That's
attacker.
pretty
Obviously, they
wild.
wanted to ban out an attacker.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to ban 2 operators. Not making use of that is going to.
I'm seeing question marks going on here. I'm thinking maybe they weren't actually ready. I think that might have been a possibility that we've seen. Because there is cause for the rehost, and VVD obviously did want to ban an operator.
Yeah.
They weren't ready. Like I said, they were probably taking a break. Maybe just a little bit of miscommunication. We will get that fixed up. We will get that sorted out. Nice and quickly get them back into that banning phase. Get them banning the operator they want to ban. Because, yeah, like I said, no ban, that's hella weird. Unfortunately now, they know what Vibin is
Yeah.
going to ban. And that's a huge advantage now going to the bans. They know what they don't have to worry about banning. So this is where if Bravado Gaming is getting a redo on the bans, Vibin Gaming should ban something else. Just keep it fresh. Keep them guessing. Keep it
I mean,
on their toes. Having that knowledge of what Vibin might have banned is huge. But then again, Thatcher and Maestro, those are really good
they've
bans.
been banned out the entire
They've
time.
been banned
It's-
out most of the time. Why would you not ban those operators out in any case?
Yeah, I mean, if you've not banned out something strange when... okay, so all of the bans have been reset. We have gotten the confirmation from the admins. But I just want to say, when you in any way just ban Thatcher and Ace the whole time, I don't think there should be a difference when the ban phase is redone. Because honestly, you've banned Ace and Thatcher all of the time. Why change it just for something like this? I think they're going to ban it again.
I definitely think that there's no reason to change what they're going to ban. I do think, though, to an extent, Bravado Gaming know they don't have to worry about banning the Thatcher. They don't have to waste that ban
Yeah.
on Thatcher because they
Okay,
saw
yeah.
Vibe and
That-
ban it out. So now Bravado Gaming can be like, what don't we want Vibe and Gaming to have access to? Because Vibe and Gaming is, of course, attacking first.
Mm.
And a good choice from Vibe and Gaming to attack first. I don't know if they had the choice to attack first or if Bravado Gaming would have had that choice. But whoever did it, Vibe and Gaming taking the
So
second half of
Bravado
this
had
map.
the choice because it's Vibin's map
Vibin's
pick.
pick. So Bravado Gaming, I think a bit of a misplay letting Vibin Gaming attack first. Because Vibin Gaming's defense is so strong.
Yeah.
And if they can get that second win, that second momentum in the second half, it's going to be really hard for Bravado Gaming to bring it back and find a win. Unless Bravado Gaming goes 6-0
I
in
mean,
the first half.
They went 5-0 on Oregon.
That is true. They went 5-0 on Oregon, but that's arguably Bravado Gaming's map in
Yeah.
general. You don't
Yeah.
really go to Oregon if you want to play Bravado Gaming. But saying that, a defender-sided concert for Vibin Gaming, based on history, Bravado Gaming need a 6-0 there just to put the pressure on enough that maybe they can cause some unforced errors from Vibin's defense and come out on top.
Most definitely. I mean, that's always what you try and do. You want to play perfect and force your opponents to make errors, because at this level of play, your opponents aren't going to make errors unless pressured to do so. So what I'm looking for from Bravado, They've won the previous one. If they win this map, they win it all. The 50,000 Rand prize pool for coming in first, 100,000 Rand prize pool being split among the second, third, and fourth teams. But if I am them, I want to keep that pressure going. I want to keep playing aggressive on the defensive side because it's been working for them. It's not like it's something they've changed now to adapt to Viben. It's been working for them. Viben Esports, what do you do on your attacking side, on Consulate? I mean, it is such a storied map with such a set meta in terms of your attacking side. There isn't really a chance for deviation. The one thing I look forward to, and I hope they bring out, because Causa has been playing this operator quite a bit, is the Lion.
Why do you hope to bring out the Lion? We only seen Causa play Lion once or twice, and that obviously was in Consulate against Phoenix Game.
Exactly. So
or DNMK, sorry.
Consulate itself is quite a tiny map. Sure, 3 floors, and they might be quite wide horizontally, like like long this way, but rotations are quite easy and they're easy to make happen. It is a tightly knit map. When you have an operator like a Lion and you're facing off against a lineup like Bravado who likes to snake on back, if you can delay that for 2 to 3 seconds, you can capitalize on that and you can get some kills. So I really think if they pull out the Lion here, it could net them a lot.
Not only that, but you're also looking at a map that where can be quite spawn peak heavy.
Yep.
That Lion can help in either stopping the spawn peak from happening or catching the player rotating out of the spawn peak. So yeah, I guess there is a possibility that Lion could be a huge play that Viben can bring out here. We'll find out, and it is going to be Nomad ban on the table from Bravado Gaming. Makes sense. They don't want to have to worry about air jabs. They want to go for the roam game. This is where what you're saying now is way more important because
it's
without
more
a Nomad,
Nomad,
the Lion is going to have more impact on locking those roamers down than anything else.
Yeah. So, wow, the Nomad ban out, it is quite a default ban for Consulate, all things considered, but still.
If we're seeing a Nomad ban, though, it is expected that you might see that Valk ban.
Yeah.
So I would be surprised if Viben stuck with Maestro, and they did indeed.
Okay, so interesting one, because now Bravado Gaming get to ban their defender, and they're starting on the defense, so I don't think they're going to ban the Valkyrie. I think it's going to make its way through. Let us see whether we are correct, and indeed, it's the Malusi. It's an operator Viben Esports have been using quite a lot. Very interesting ban phase here. I want to break this down as a whole. Thatcher is the only one I'm looking at, and I'm saying, okay, that doesn't really mean anything. That's the default ban. Nomad, quite a default ban for Consulate, considering there are so many windows and so many spawn peaks, but Bravado Gaming starting on the defense, having that 5-round momentum from Oregon, that's telling me they're going to keep this going. They're going to keep that pressure going, and they're not going to stop. This train is going to roll through the station all the way to winning this map potentially. And when we look at the defensive bans, Maestro and Malusi, 2 very stagnant operators, which you can rely on in those last moments to hold down the bomb site. That's telling me...
I would not say Malusi is a stagnant
fair enough, yeah.
operator. That's a very roam-heavy operator. She can...
See, and the gridlock... Well, okay. The gridlock teased out to lock down these rotations, but they're pulling out the Cali.
Another little bit of miscomms there with regards to the bans. Not too sure if we are resetting bans, or if we are redoing bans, if we're keeping the same bans. So the rehost is not actually going through. They're going to be happy with it. We once again back into the game. No rehost now.
Whoa. Sorry to stop you there. When from okay, you see that shield by pipes?
Yeah.
That's been a staple, but wasn't that patched? I know you can still place Goyo shields there, but wasn't that... Okay, I'm completely blown away. You can go on with your point. Sorry, I am just completely shaken about.
You've completely taken my point from me,
I
because I can't remember what I was saying. I'm not too sure. That is a staple, and I don't think that was patched out. That is quite a common place to place shield, and Vibe is going to be expecting that nonetheless.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure teams have been picking Goyo down below just because he can place his shields there and default ones can't. I might be mistaken. Twitch chat, please. Tell me if I'm wrong. But I'm looking at this Cali play, and I'm saying, Viben Esports, they know that Bravado Gaming is going to that bottom floor bomb site, whether that be because of the operator lineup, whether they read in that is how they're going to play, or whether it was just a gut feeling, I don't know. But this Cali is going to be important because Cade has made it through the ban phase. Mute has made it through the ban phase. They have a lot of denial on this main wall. So Cali is going to allow you, for people that don't know, with the lances that she shoots from her CSRX, to deny those Decayed Electroclaws. But if they've been smart, they've placed these Electroclaws in positions where they can't be shut out by the Cali. But there we go. Decayed Electroclaws have been placed in positions where the Cali has been able to capitalize and the main wall is going open with only a minute elapsed. This is a very good sign for Viben Esports on the attack. Now they have the CSRX of the Cali in hand. They can hold these long angles. They can pressure Viben Esports, or sorry, rather Bravado Esports on the defense into positions that they don't want to be in. But look at this, going for the run out oh so early. He does find the kill onto Airy, but on the other side of the board, Minted finding Causa. That is Iana off the board. That is going to mean a lot less intel for your attacking side, as well losing out on the nades from the attacking side. So let's see what happens now. With 1 minute 30 left on this clock, they need to make something happen, and they have. There we go. The diffuser is getting planted. Do they know of this though? Because they have a Valkyrie camp, but there's no one to let them know. Finally, the C4 comes out, but it's just a bit too late. It does find Elec, but the plant is confirmed. Now, Dropshot needs to worry about a player from the top in CEO office. They're trying to go for this retake, but this is one of the hardest retakes in Rainbow Six Siege, especially when there's a Kali on the board. He can hold these long angles, and he can make sure no one can pressure them. But now it's just Sandals and Figure. 2v2, and he finds the kill with the CSRX, finds two of them. Figure to clutch it up. That is Viben Esports on their attack, showing Viben how it, showing Bravado how it's done. Beautiful with that CSRX. That is just beautiful.
Figure is a man. I don't know if I'm coming through yet.
Yeah, hello.
I am. Okay, cool. Figure is indeed a man that we have looked to play on that Kali. He's played it in the playoffs when Viben played this map. In those playoff phases, Figure was on the Kali.
Yeah.
I don't think we saw him play the Kali yesterday. But this is a man.
Strangely, it was a staple of him on Oregon.
He didn't play it at all.
Yeah, not this time around.
But yeah, that's an operator that Figure's used to. That's an operator Figure loves playing. You can tell by his usage of that CRX. He is unfair timing in chat. He is definitely someone you got to be aware of. You got to be scared of. And now going upstairs, I believe.
Yeah,
no,
down below
downstairs again. So Figure once again with this Kali can have a great impact. Get rid of those electric claws, and he can make sure that Bravado Gaming are in a very rough position.
Yeah, so I'm looking at Causa, and I am so surprised that he has picked up the IQ. I feel like this is the first time in the Grand Finals weekend we've seen an IQ, and I am joyous beyond belief. It's the first time we've seen it, and it's so important because not only is there a Valkyrie, there's a Cade, there's a Mute, there is a Mozzie. All of these things are going to show up on the IQ's electronic scanner. So, Bravado Gaming, what do they need to do? Well, the hard breach denial isn't really going to exist, let's be honest. There's a Kali on the board. They can take care of these Artillers, these Electro Claws. So, I'm looking at this Mute and the Mozzie. This has been a staple of Roam strategies, especially on Consulate. If they can make this happen, the top floor Roam strategy, the Mute and Mozzie assisted one, they might be able to do this, but no, Causa is just waltzing on through, finds Airy already. The Roamers at the back, they've lost one of their players. They have lost the Valkyrie, which, yes, she can now go on her cams, but come on, you don't want to lose a player that early on. This is really well done by Viben.
Extraordinarily well done by Causa. Like I said, getting rid of that Valkyrie early on. Cams are all out, and you can see through the new UI that Airy is in fact on those cams, trying to feed as much information to his team as possible. The Mozzie there too, has some drones out, has some drones in place. Devan getting out of a bad situation as he knows Viben are going to be surging onto this top floor, are going to be looking to take that top floor control and start working their way down to get garage open, to get the garage wall done and dusted. In the meantime, I'm sure Figure with the Kali, with that Lance, is going to start getting the wall open. Causa gets droned out by the Mozzie drone, shoots it out. That's some denied information from the defending side, and it's going to give them some space to work with here. But Devan with a beautiful C4 finds Causa, goes below into archives and gets rid of the threat that Causa poses as Sandals waits for Minted, knows Minted's going to be hyper-aggressive on these yellow stairs, and the frags are coming in the direction of Viben Gaming right now. The wall breaches off, the wall is going to be open, Dropshot's going to get Devan, Figure's not going to have too much to do. Once that wall is there, it's all up to Sandals, the man on the boxes though. Mitch tries to make something happen, tries to be sneaky, tries to get a kill back and work his way into a beautiful 3v1 clutch, but not to be as Sandals locks it down. I believe that's a 3K for Sandals. Huge plays coming from the man that you would deign to be a flex support.
Okay, maybe he is more of a fragging role. Maybe he is doing well, okay. But Bravado, they've called a tactical timeout. And we've seen this time and time again. After they lose 2 rounds, they call a tactical timeout. So this is bog standard for them. I don't know what it is with Bravado. They just, at the start of a map, they are just not present. They just take time to get into it. And that is not something you want. You want to be able to come out swinging, like Vibin is doing. But they did that on Oregon as well, and Bravado brought it back. So do you think, I said, what was it, Phoenix MGO don't scale well late game. Bravado Gaming, they scale extremely well late game. Do you think this is going to be able to bring it back?
One of the reasons I say you don't want to let Bravado Gaming be that defending side second is because of that late game scale.
Yeah.
Because A, I consider Bravado Gaming to be defender-sided, B, late game scale. It's 2 factors working against you. Again, why it's curious that Bravado would opt to defend first on Consulate. Notoriously, you can say, and I know there are people who will agree with this, and I said it yesterday, Consulate is an attacker-favored map in general. Yesterday was completely in the opposite direction, completely defender-sided. Maybe Bravado was expecting, or is expecting it to be attacker-sided today in their favor. And they're hoping that second wind attack, that late game scale that they've got going on, is going to help push them through a attacking round victory.
Yeah, and now Bravado Gaming, they've realized, okay, downstairs hasn't worked for us twice in a row. So they switch things up. They're going to the double floor bomb site, and they're bringing the mirror out. Now, this was banned out during the first initial ban phase. This time it has made it through. Obviously, we had that reset with the ban phase, but this time the mirror's on the board and it's getting played, and it is very influential in holding this bomb site. Not only in down below when you place one out in blue hallway, but if you go for an assistant roam like he is now, where you open up the small box area, you place a mirror window on this wall that he is currently reinforcing into CEO from breakthrough. This is such a known. I think that's gonna hamper them, because I think Vibin Esports knows this. I think if they read into this well, and I think they are, 2 players have spawned over at the garage side. If they read into this and they go for the garage rush, this could be very quick. This could be over very quick. And here we go. The Buck has opened up the garage wall. The Iana is going to take her time to drone it out. They're going to realize no one is in garage. No one is in kitchen. They are all either top floor, or there is the 1 player on the bomb side. Make that 2, sorry.
2 players and the barricades. So they know that there are players there. They know that these barricades were placed for a reason. And like I said, if they read into Bravado's defense, it's going to be hard. I worry about this defense of Bravado Gaming because of how easily admin and that Taylor's visa area were taken control by Vibin. Saying that, Devan, a beautiful top floor roam, not to be expected to run down yellow stairs like that. Catches drop shot of Kavards. No more of that Buck soft destruction in their hands. None of that to play with anymore, which means those barricades can be a little bit more of a hampering or a hamper in Vibin's progress towards archives, towards sites, but Causa goes for the refrag and does in fact find Minted. That's going to give some good control. Causa holding onto Spiral Stairs. He's really hoping that Devan walks on through into his cross sights, and instead it's going to be Sandals whose cross sights find the man, the roamer, the scary one you have to watch out for when you are attacking any site on any map from Bravado Gaming. So Devan out, no more late game roam. It's on to Airy, Mystic, and Mitch to bring this back for Bravado Gaming. That mirror window's not going to be of any value anymore. Admin completely fallen back on. They've dropped down the hatch if they were there, and they're out of that risky situation. Mystic sitting below with the shotguns, probably hoping to get a very cheeky angle here. He's hoping to see some feet and just start holding that trigger down and spamming through. Well, I guess you don't hold the shotgun, you fast click it and pray.
You definitely do, but I have to point out that Vibin Esports, it looks like they're going to try and go for the plant in Visa. But 2 C4s still on the board and 1 less play on the board for Vibin Esports. That's a big kill, and that's alleviating so much pressure. Mystic with the FO12 on the bomb site. I don't think they're going to drone him out. I don't think they're going to realize he's there, and I think he is going to capitalize on that and be an absolute nightmare for Viben Esports when they eventually go for that plant. Not only is he going to be on the bomb side with the shotgun and be a menace, but he's going to feed intel. He's going to tell them when they're pushing onto the bomb side. With 20 seconds left, there are still 2 C4s on the side of the defenders down below. And now it looks like they have realized that there's one player currently on the bomb side and they do get the kill. But now 15 seconds left, 2 C4s in hand as well as a Valkyrie cam that is feeding the intel. It is Elek who has the diffuser. He gets so much damage done onto him, but he jumps onto the printer. Can they go for this? Yes! Airy finds the kill and surely that's the round. Surely there's no time to pick up the diffuser. In the end, there was a C4, but it wasn't even needed. Oh my, bravado. Well done, well played, the Valkyrie. Perfect. Perfectly lined up that angle, got the kill onto the player that was on the printer desk, and my oh my.
We've seen some insane vertical angles throughout today and yesterday, and that's just another knock in the vertical angle coffin that these players are pulling out. You expect to go on printer. You expect that player to get to safety on the printer from the C4, because everyone knows printers save you from explosions. It's just a common knowledge. But what you do not expect is for the player to rather be peeking a hole in the floor straight onto printer, knocking out the diffuse planter, and just sealing the deal, bringing bravado back 1 up. Tack timeout, lost 2 rounds, tack timeout, bringing it back. This is a very typical bravado that we are seeing right now.
Yeah, and they're opting to actually go up top to projector and CEO offices. Oh, sorry, is that I completely
Meeting office.
that's meeting. So I know there's admin and there's CEO. That is so. This is CEO. The other one is admin, right? Okay. I'm a cast. I should probably know this, but oh
so
well.
You've got office where site B is. Right?
Yes.
Then you've got front desk. Then you've got meeting where site A is. You've got a lot of people just call that connector.
Yeah.
And then admin all the way on the right, printer in that back corner.
I just get confused. It's not like you need to do an entire
I'm just
PowerPoint slideshow. I mean, it's for the
don't
viewers.
want you to bring up your blueprints that have weird callouts like mud room, mud flap, mud space.
There's nothing wrong
I'm
with
not too
mud
sure
room.
what that
Okay.
was called.
I will get some second opinions on this one and prove to you that it is indeed called mudroom by certain people. So,
I mean, feel free, dude. Slide into my DMs if you call the closet on Chalet mudroom.
also
I'd like
slide
to
into his
know.
DMs if you call mudroom the little bike rack room on Villa. The closet
You
area.
mean bicycle?
Bicycle, yes.
Why would you call that mudroom?
Because it's also
It's got a bicycle in it.
It has got a
Oh,
bicycle, but it's
Kanye.
also called mudroom.
Kanye.
Okay.
This is why we don't play rank together. Also, you're silver 2 and I'm gold 1. It's a bit hard.
Yeah, it really is. With the new with the new 700 MMR matchmaking, it's cutting us a bit short. But Viben Esports, it looks like they thought Bravado was going to go back down below because they've brought the Cali. The Cali isn't as useful on an upstairs attack. She still can be used, but she's not as effective. Elek though finds an opener. It's onto Minted. Hasn't been doing too well this game, but still taking 1 player off the board is massive. Those Selmas are going to be used to open up the printer wall into the what do you call those little things? The vending machine area. So now they have the avenue to
Long
work
desk?
with. Long day. No, there's a vending machine on the left. No, that one I'm gonna claim. That is called vending machine.
I mean, it's technically a part of long desk, but yeah, there are vending machines there. I'll give you that. Trades out here. Figure finds the burn after he gets rid of drop shot. Viben still in a favorable position, and they have admin control. They have the ability to put a lot of pressure on to the rest of the second floor. They're going to be relying on Airy right now, our Bravado, as they need that info. They need to find out where these Viben players are coming from, and especially need to know where that CRX is, where that long-range rifle or Figure is currently bearing down on their positions. No one repelling outside bathroom. No pressure on yellow stairs. Viben's focus right now, all from the eastern side, all from that admin push. Long desk control now being put in the hands of Sandals on Sophia. He's going to start pushing into meeting room, and he's going to start hoping to get some space for Elek to get the fuse down. You can see Elek now peeking long desk as well. Airy just keeping it safe, keeping it passive, keeping it calm. Jumps down. He's going to give an audio cue to the man playing at the bottom of stairs, but it's Mystic who finds Sandals instead. And the C4 comes out, going for that default plant pass. It looks like a little bit of a pre-place. Forza does manage to find one as Figure gets rid of Mystic as well. The pre-place C4 still on. Not going to find any kills though. Unfortunately, the fuse is going to happen. They went just a little bit off of default position. So Airy, great vision, but not great enough. And actually, great vision in the end. Just get that very good angle onto the man after he just placed that defense down. Airy versus Figure. Long range rifle versus MPX. What can Figure do here? Ooh, Airy looks like he actually wants to stick this one out. He knows that Figure doesn't have time. Oh, but the bulletproof cam is calling him out. And Airy swings on through as he catches Figure out quite happily. He is going to get that defuse. 2 rounds to Bravado now. The trend continues in a 2-2 fashion, although if they use that massive defensive hold on Oregon, this is going to be Bravado's surge to victory.
Tranok, I don't know how you were so cool, calm, and collected during that clutch. You were like a nature documentary. It's like he walks up spiral stairs, and yes, he finds one, and there's still a Cali with the CRX. But how? That was such an amazing clutch. He got the 1v3 completely unaware on the player at bottom yellow, finds that kill so important. Eventually, he did damage with the C4, actually. It didn't completely miss. It did so much damage onto the planter eventually with the pixel angle. Even though it wasn't a headshot, one shot from the MPX body damage did the job. Eventually, coming close range with the Cali, that is when you win it. You don't want to take the Cali on these long-range engagements. Bravado Gaming, or rather should I say the Valkyrie of Airy, incredible.
Valkyrie of Airy, indeed incredible. He played it so safe, played it so passively. He played it so calm and collected. That's why I was saying calm and collected.
He wasn't calm and collected. His team was shouting at him.
Airy was calm and collected. He knew when to fall back. He fell down yellow stairs. He didn't take any sort of falter to his stride as he's made his way to Spiral. I'm sure the calls coming up behind him were, they're in admin, they're in office, they're everywhere. And he just kept on going, kept it calm. He knew that C4 was up there, and if he got that kill off, well, it would have changed the round then and there. But instead, he was just able to rather use the gun and his mechanical skills to bring Bravado Gaming into a 2-2 situation. So, you know, no reason to be panicked when the player themselves looks like they have everything under control. And right now, Airy very much has everything under control. Going for a sneaky spawn pick? Actually, no, just throwing out cams to get that information. That is indeed bait. Bravado Gaming going to have some info on where these players are coming from early on and possibly able to shut down the direction of attack. Yep.
So,
yep, IQ, this is what we were talking about in Phoenix and DNMK. No one brought out the IQ. Corsa is bringing it up because the Valkyrie is playing such a huge role.
Yeah, so the first cam was the pre-placed one. That was the one they were actually going to get the intel off of. The second one was a bit of bait. I believe it was thrown out as soon as he threw it out. But he doesn't need intel to get kills. Airy finds Figure. That is the Cali off of the board. Not as important for a lobby take, although you would want it. And you would also want Dropshot to be alive, but no, Devon shuts him down. This is Bravado Gaming coming into this stride. This is them waking up. And it seems this is just going to be the storyline all throughout, is them losing the first 2 rounds and then coming out swinging. The thing I point to, though, is they've also got the Echo with his yokais. Now, if you don't know, an Echo has a little drone of his own that can shoot you, and it makes you kind of drunk, in a sense, where you don't have perfect vision, you're kind of wobbling, and it does deny the plant. It cancels the animation. So that is going to be incredibly valuable later on into this round, but at this point in time, it doesn't seem like they even need it. It is a bit of a reinsurance, yes, but they've been so aggressive in finding these kills, so efficient that I don't know what Viben Esports can do at this point in time. They've got Sandals, Elik, and Corza. Yes, these players have been doing well, but it's a hard situation to be in. Sandals has made his way up to the middle of Spiral Stairs here on the side of Zulu and Statue, but he's playing it passive. It looks like he has a bit of a call-out coming through, but from the vertical. Oh, he almost gets shut down there.
Probably not a call-out, probably just had the audio cue of
that's
the
very
player
possible.
walking around upstairs. Wasn't too sure if he was hearing upstairs or first floor. Siege audio can be a bit tricky sometimes to try and get a handle on, as managing to stay alive, Sandals does retreat downwards. And yeah, right now it just looks like Viben Esports not too sure where to put their pressure, where to start attacking the site. It's all up to Corza and Elik. Elik does manage to find Devan, a huge pick. In a 2v4 now, 2 men, 4 on the others. But these 2 men can definitely cut it out and find the kills as they need. Corza going for the spam on piano, is looking to get that one kill down, but he loses Elik as Elik just pushes through the doorway. Not an advised strategy when you know the players is there. Corza moves upstairs, he sees the feet of Minted. He isn't able to shoot down, he gets audio cue optimistic, but Minted flicks up with the MP5 and finishes the round up for Bravado. 4 rounds in a row at the round half. Now it is Vibin's game. This is their map. When they defend, they make sure no one gets away. And it's not, actually. It's round 6. I thought it was...
No, they still want to go.
Yep.
They could take this 4-2.
Yep. They could take it 4-2, yeah. I thought they did.
Oh, okay. Well, not yet. Not yet, I say. Because I really think they're going to go 4-2. They're going back to... Oh, no. Oh, no, they're going back down below. Why? They won the other 3 bomb sites. Why go back down below the bomb sites you've lost twice?
Maybe they just really appreciate Figure's ability to use Cully. They like, that man, he's so good. I just really want him to showcase that more. They you know, they're kind opponents. They want everyone to shine. They don't just want their team to shine. They want to be like, look how good Figure is. Because he is amazing on this Cully.
He is amazing.
Fantastic.
In game
Getting
and
this
out of game.
Never spoke to him or made him out of game, so I can't comment on that one, but I'll take the word for it that he is an amazing human being. But yeah, on the Scully, he's been fantastic. Most of his kills this round, or this match, have come through while using that long-range rifle. So that's a good amount, and just to slap us in the face, he switched off onto the 0. He's bringing out the Argus instead.
That's going to be really big, because the intel coming out from Bravado, from Airy on the Valkyrie, has been massive. It has fed so much intel to them, which they have capitalized off of. I really think that Nomad ban coming out has just made their life so much easier. It has hampered Vibin Esports in their attacks, where they just can't feel safe. Never can they feel safe. Never can they know their flank is being held by basically an impulse grenade for all of the newer viewers here. We have currently, I believe, at around 300 viewers, the highest viewer count R6 has ever had, so maybe you have a bit of newcomers. So Nomad has basically, if you think to Fortnite, impulse grenades that she can place on the flank.
Fortnite. Kanye.
Maybe we have some Fortnite kids either on Jinx Esports TV or new viewers in chat. I just want to explain to them.
There thinking about Fortnite.
Well,
Figure is thinking about getting Mystic. He doesn't need the CRX to get a kill. He's going to use that AUG instead. Forza is going to get the drone out of the Kai, dropping down the hatch. They now know that at least one of those roamers is no longer playing on that second floor. And this is going to give a good opportunity for Vibin to surge through, get the verticals, get the floor open, get the garage under control, get that mute jammers and whatever else off the wall. Kaid electricals instead, and come out on top. On the opposite side, though, is Minted, who finds a drop shot. So, trade or trade. These teams are right now. And Vibin Esports need to respond. Minted gets injured, though, on the rotate after getting a nice frag on drop shot. Vibin might not be aware of that fact. They still need to get that garage wall open. They still need to get that denial off the wall. They still need to find those electroclaws. And they need to find those jammers, too, if they want to be able to move through. Corza goes through, secures Minted, now has control of Piano. He can open up the floorboards, although not the best operator to opening up floorboards is Yana. Only really has nades, and, well, that's not exactly how you open up floorboards around these parts.
spawning out the Valkyrie camp, so no intel to be fed. There is a C4, both in the hands.
That wall open.
Yeah, they are. So 2 C4s in the hands. It's on Airy and Divan. Chucking a nade to actually open up the floor, so we were incorrect. He does use those.
But look how tiny that hole is.
Yeah,
it's the tiniest hole on ever. It's just...
It does work though, because it puts a bit of pressure on the player behind White Van, but oh, the collapse comes out. Figure on the 0. Really incredible on that round. He is gaming at this point in time, and Vibin Esports quite strange. They're calling the tactical timeout even though they won the round. It's 3-3 at the half, but this is where things are gonna get muddy. This is where Vibin Esports are on their defense. And you said, based off their history, they are really good on their defense on Consulate.
Undefeated, didn't lose a single round against DNMK.
Wow.
And this is DNMK, this is a strong team. They're as strong a team as any of these. Not a single round lost from Vibin on their defense.
Sure.
That's huge. That's insane on what many people would argue is a tech side map. I've been shouted at from Mario, a DNMK player, for not winning a Consulate attack, which means to me that he may have been shouting yesterday that they weren't winning a constant attack. So Vibin is strong here.
Yeah.
Vero Bravado have to be careful. They have to watch out. Cafeteria and Garage first, a very strong defensive side, but a strong attacker side in a post-plant situation. Possibly one of the strongest post-plant situations you have out of any map in Rainbow Six
Yes.
Siege, just because of how long an angle you can get the moment if you're planting van. If you're planting in cafeteria, what are you doing? Go home.
Yeah, I mean, these long-range gunfights almost always favor the attacking sides. They have the objectively better guns, and they have the more magnified scopes. They have the 2.5, the 2.0, the 4.0, and even the 12 times on the Kali sniper rifle. Bravado Gaming isn't utilizing the Kali, unlike Vibin did. But they're still going for kind of a standard lineup. Yes, you want to point something out.
I don't know if you have listened to Devan's player interview.
No, I have not. I have not had the chance.
He's not a fan of Kali in general.
Okay.
And if your IGL is not a fan of Kali, it's possible that your team is not going to make use of that operator. Eerie, however, reads the switch onto Valkyrie quite beautifully, because not only does the Valkyrie come out in the 6th pick, but the counter, the IQ, comes out in the 6th pick. I think they saw Sandals in the mirror. They're like, Sandals doesn't play mirror.
Yeah.
That's silly. This man is going to be playing aggressive. He's Sandals. Wants those spawn peaks. He's going to be playing that Valkyrie. We're gonna read his bad pick. You know, when you're
faking something out, you need to full
it
commit.
needs to be believable.
Yeah.
You know, if you're going to say I'm playing mirror, but you're not a mirror player, that's not believable. Sandals.
These players know each other.
Learn how to lie. Come on. This is ridiculous.
That's not good advice to give anyone. Learn how to lie. It's going to help you in life. No, maybe in Siege,
I mean,
but not really.
You know, that's not an inaccurate statement.
Okay, you cynical human being.
Man, I'm a millennial. We live and breathe 9 years, man. What can I say?
We're Gen Z. We make fun of all of the above.
Exactly.
Oh, wow.
Sandals, no. I don't think he managed to throw out a single cam. Minted manages to get him, trying to open up that window. A little bit late on those window preps to get the kill, to get the cams out. Minted, huge pick. Information no longer in hands of Vibin Gaming. Bravado, no, one less roamer on the board. And time to move on through, but Causa finds Devan. Huge picks, huge trades on both sides. Minted and Causa not ones to let their teams down when that all kicks off and all goes wrong. As looks like Bravado Gaming want to get control of the 2nd floor, start putting pressure on to the garage door, start removing that wall denial. No real effort to get into the building just yet. But on Constant, you don't have to get into the building to get effective work done.
What you need to get effective work done is hard breaches, and they only have the Ibana. I just heard some X-Kairos pellets were placed on, I believe, Circle Hatch. But you can't just make use of the hatch. You need to open up the main wall, and he only has 10 pellets. That is just barely enough for a crouchable hole on the main wall. Oh, but he swings on one, and it does not look like they want to go for this main breach area, because he's playing so aggressive on this Hibana. He finds a double for himself on the round, and it's alleviated a lot of pressure. The double MPX combo on the Warden and the Valkyrie have been taken off the board. Mitch, seemingly aware that there is currently a player on Visa stairs, he's going for this roam clear, and it is wise to do so. You always want to make sure your back is held. And Causa's back wasn't, clearly, because Mystic finds him. Now, even though they don't even have the main wall opened up, they're putting so much pressure onto this bomb site. Oh, wow, suddenly it's all fallen to the other side. Cooking the nade, he's on solo HP, it might just find the final kill. No, he is still stuck in position down behind White Van. But look at where the diffuser is dropped. It's dropped in kitchen, of all places. You can't retrieve that. What you can do is find the kills, and he finds Dr. Dropshot. Now it's just Elik on around 5 HP. He is so low, he needs to find his heads, and he does! He threads the needle onto Mitch. Suddenly, this is doable, though he needs to worry about Mystic. The M762, such a profound gun on such a profound player, but he's got the red pings, he's got the intel. 20 seconds left, you're about to make the biggest play of your career! He swings on through the wall, off of the intel, he finds the kill, and he wins the round for Vibin Esports. All the medals to him.
Huge plays by Elik. He's definitely not a traitor at this point. At this point, he's saying, I will prove my loyalty. One kill at a time, one clutch out of mind. What a peek there from behind the Boston chassis to get that headshot onto Mitch, and then to keep it nice and chill, keep it nice and cool, not be too aggressive. The red pings, point those out. Huge. I think that might have been the only Valcam that Sandals was able to throw out, but came in clutch at the end there, gave Elik all the information he needs, and he clutches this one out. Vibin Gaming maintain their undefeated defensive run on Consulate.
5 HP. 5 HP in a dream. 1 bullet would have killed him. It's incredible. That clutch was incredible. But they're going to the double floor bomb site, archives and tellers. And they did bait out the echo, but for this site at least, the mirror is necessary. It's not even just your own personal choice. It is necessary to hold on to this bomb site. So I think they know there would have been a 6-pick onto the mirror. They don't know which operator though. If I was them, I would have thought it was
believable thing.
Yeah, if I was them, I would have thought it was the Goyo. I don't know where they were going to use those shields. I genuinely don't. I want to see what happens. Maybe
Where
in
can
Visa.
you use a Goyo shield?
Anywhere.
Stairs. Put it spiral along this. Oh, right there. Yeah, that's
The thing is
also
though,
one of the locations.
thing is though, look at where the rotate is on that small box on the mirror window. If that Goyo shield gets popped, that locks the rotate for that player. He is stuck inside that box. That could be quite an unfortunate positioning.
I think whoever commits themselves to holding that mirror window is accepting that they are a sacrifice at this point.
Yeah.
Regardless of what rotates they have available to get out of there.
And it is going to be Sandals playing behind this mirror window. He has the castle barricade on printer window to assist him. But I look to Bravado Gaming's attack compared to Vibin's. Vibin Esports, they read into Bravado's defense. They realized, okay, they haven't invested as much on the bottom floor, and they went for the bottom floor rush. It didn't work out though. Eventually they had to go for the plant and Visa, and they didn't have enough time. Bravado Gaming, they say, okay, you're investing in the top floor roam presence. We feel comfortable that we can shut you down. They have the Ibana, the X-Kairos can be used to break the mirror window open, and the frag grenades and the fragging players can be used to kill drop shot in this top floor area. This is where the gunfight is going to come out. Divan is going to be the player that's going to try and pressure on out. Flashbang's coming through, but he doesn't even need to swing on as Sandals dies to Mystic from a crossfire, I believe. Dropshot is the last one left up top, but not even. He's been killed. Well, not killed, he's dropped off on around 2 HP. Yes, he still escapes with his life, but just barely. And I need to point out, only one C4. It's on Corsa. That's not enough to deny a plant in Visa from down below.
It is enough if the C4 is used to
No
create
intel
effect.
operators.
That is a great point you raised there. There is 0 intel for the defensive side other than default cams, which, you know, often get completely shot out. So at the moment, Vibin are going to be relying on their ability to zone out this defense, keep them in the areas that they want them to be, so they don't have to worry about lack of intel. And Elix's not going to worry about lack of intel because he's just going to catch a Mitch as the Mitch tries to drop down the hatch. You can see the Habana of Minted trying to now get an angle on him, but it's Devan moving down server stairs to find the secure. Airy gets drop shot. The frag's not going in the favor of Vibin, but what they needed is not what they are getting. Airy is being the savior right now as he finds a 3rd kill this round. On fire is Airy. Minted's going to get that diffuser down.
No
C4 not going to happen. Well, he is going to try. Puts C4 above his head. Blows it. Nothing to speak of. Causa in a very hard clutch situation. Post-plant situation. Goes for the trade. It does get that trade. But in the end, if you're lost alive, a trade is not what you need.
Well, if you're a defender, trades sometimes when you're in a 1v1. If you win a trade as a defensive team, you do win the round. If the bomb is down and the trade happens, the attacking team wins. But when it's in a 1v4, yeah, that doesn't really matter. That's just stat padding. That is just buffing your KD.
Is it though? Because I mean,
it's perfect one-to-one. Yeah,
it's perfect
fair
one-to-one.
point.
But you must remember, the more deaths you get, the lower your KD goes, regardless of if your kills are going up too, because then the division.
That's how maths works.
Yes.
Yes, I should know that.
You probably should know that. Yeah.
What they should know is that they're going to bring a Valkyrie again. They bait the Vigil, but I would expect that they know they're bringing a Valkyrie because there was no intel in the previous round. That's the one adaptation they realized they need to make. They need to bring intel, they need to know when that plant is coming down, and they need to know when these pushes are happening because Bravado Gaming on that previous round, I think they caught Vibin Esports completely unaware. There was Divan inside of Projector, who was ready to take the gunfight with, I can't remember who it was, but at the top of these stairs. He didn't even need to. They had the perfect crossfire setup. They didn't know the players had pushed that far in, and it just worked for them. Causa is the one player you always look for. I always say he is an absolute scorer. He is such a talented player. you can always rely on in these types of situations. He was the last alive, but you can't make clutches like that happen consistently. Sadly, yeah, fun. But, oh, that's a nice little rotation being made open. Double hatch opened up. But, they're going for the same lineup, basically. This time just the Valkyrie to get the intel, like we said. I want to see how Bravado Gaming ingredients in this. Are they going to go for the quick, aggressive top floor rush and clear out these rooms once again? Or are they going to do what Vibin did and pressure from Garage side? Again, only, well, 2 C4s this time, sorry. No, 3.
3 C4s plus info. Very good adaptation from Vibin. They've learned, they've figured out what they did wrong, and they're changing it. And you asking, are Bravado going to go for that top floor clear instead?
Oh,
it looks like they have decided to go from Garage this time instead as well. And you did see Causa was priming that mirror to look at the cafeteria door. He was waiting for the info and the call came out. So that mirror is there. That's going to be a bit of an issue for this Bravado side attacking Archives. Causa is right there. He's going to rotate, move him behind that mirror if he needs to. The calls are out though, and they know that there are a surge of Bravado coming down these stairs. Mystic holding the angle onto the stairs. Devan gets Figure out first though as he tries to swing on through. A little bit of a trade, and 2 come out. Mystic goes down. Minted follows shortly after from Sandals as Vibin are bringing it back 1 inch at a time. Right now, Alec goes for the Skira. Mitch goes down. No more self-destruction upstairs. That leaves Causa very happy, very comfortable. Devan looks away at the last second as he had his crosshair pointed at the head of where Drop Shot would have been. Drop Shot survives with a breath and a renewed vigor to hold onto the side. Devan now pushing out. He's trying to get hold of that diffuser. He needs to get control of that if he wants to win it out. He seems to know that Drop Shot was there, possibly a drone that was calling him out because he knew exactly where to go and knew exactly where to read. Drop Shot goes down. 2v2. Diffuser still not in hand. Devan locked in the back of side. He doesn't deal with Causa. Causa doesn't have a lot of health to take this gunfight. However, he's just going to have to wait and see what he can do. From behind the shelves, a sneaky angle. Does he know that Devan has gone prone? He pushes on through. He throws the C4 out. Devan locks in the corner. C4 coming to success. Causa takes care of Devan. It's all up to Eerie now. He can clutch us out. He has been an amazing player. He has got the kills, and he's going to see if he can keep that momentum going. Pushing down Visa stairs. Pushing will all that he's worth. Gets peeked by Elec. Takes a little bit of damage. Now they know exactly where Eerie is. He's going to move into the back of Archives. A place that didn't quite work out in Devan's favor. But Eerie's going to try it this time around. See if maybe he can have a little bit more success. He's got 2 angles to worry about. He knows Causa's in closet. He knows that the player. He knows that Elec is on the right. Goes for the aggressive push onto Elec. But Causa is there to have his back. The crossfire too good. And Vibin bring it back. They lost it, and they figured out how to make it better. The information now working in their favor.
I'm so confused. Well, I firstly need to say, it was well done by Bravado Gaming during the first phase of that round. The Valkyrie swinging through the rotational that was made on Visa stairs was very important. But equally as much, Mitch on the sledge did exactly what I wanted them to do. When there is chaos ensuing during a round, what do? You capitalize off of it. You make your way onto a position where they won't think you are. That's exactly what he did. He walked through the rotation, caught the Valkyrie off guard. Yes, he was refragged, but that was a big opener. From there, it was a 2v3, and it looked clutchable. The diffuser was dropped in an Archives, yes, but again, in the midst of the confusion, they made their way onto the bomb site, and he got the kill onto the player inside of blue. It was massive. He only needed to worry about Causa, and there was a mirror window his way that he could have cleared him out from stock. Unfortunately, lost the gunfight. But my question is, why was there no assistance? Where was the IQ during that? Surely you realize the diffuser is bottom stairs. There is only the mirror to worry about. She is low. Another player had called out surely that he was low after making that gunfight happen. Why not just collapse, kill Causa, get the bomb down?
I'm not too sure where Bravado's minds were up there at that time. Like I said, Devan, a bit aggressive, out of position, pushed in alone, much to his own detriment.
5 seconds left.
Like I said, they could have collapsed onto Causa as a 2-man. And taken Causa out and opened up that site, that C4 wouldn't have been viable and would have been all up to Elec to once again save this team. Back to Garage and Cafeteria, talking about Elec saving the team. Last time we saw this defense, it was Elec with a huge clutch in the final rounds to save it out for Vibin, and hopefully this time around Vibin know. They seem to be good at adapting, they seem to be good at changing their strats when they realize it's not working out, and what they've done wrong is very apparent to them throughout all of their resets on defense. Are they going to be relying on Elik this time round for that hero play, for that clutch play to save them and bring it to 5-6-4?
I don't know. Maybe we come back to the cycle of 2 rounds in a row. Try spots out the Jaeger, not able to capitalize off it. C4 has been expended to try and clear out Mystic, who has entered into Visa. I think they know Mystic is here. I'm not sure of it, though. He might be able to capitalize off of that confusion, find a kill or 2, but again, I look to the attacking side of Bravado and I question why. Why don't you have a Thermite? They are relying on this Hibana so much. And the thing is, Minted's playing aggressive on that Hibana. Think back to the previous round, they were attacking the bottom floor bomb site. Yes, he got the hatches open, but he was playing so aggressive that when you're a Hibana, when you're the operator that your team relies on, do you go for those? I mean, if you die, your team's chances of winning this round dive exponentially. A pre-play C4, I believe. He's not going to detonate it just yet. I believe there is. Yes. Valkyrie cam. That's going to give the intel. As he walks on over it, it's going to explode and somehow doesn't connect.
A little bit slow on that.
Oh
Moving
my.
off of camp. C4 gets fragged out, caught out behind yellow stairs. A little bit of a misposition, misplay there by Sandals, but Elik, thankfully, is there to refrag for Viven. Bravado Gaming, they do have the upstairs control though, and they have that IQ still alive. Eri can find out these cameras, can figure out where the info is coming from. But so far, it still is there. That cam, I don't think, has been spotted out. And with Sandals going down, he has the opportunity to utilize those cameras to his best ability. Eri opening up the floorboards. This is huge right now because they can remove that mute jammer. They're going to get that white van door open. And Bravado can come through. But finally, a C4 that is placed finds its mark as Mystic goes down. No more soft destruction, at least no more main soft destruction. Forza finds Divine. Elik with the vertical battle, almost taken out, and almost takes out Eri himself. It seems to be just a battle of trades, a battle of attrition right now. Who's using more utility? Who's trading when? Eri and Forza trade again. These guys are having a little bit of a trading battle.
Yeah, and the question is whether it's going to trade and whether it's going to flip the other side. Is Bravado Gaming going to bring this back? We've seen so many times that 2 rounds in a row are won by the opposing team after a round loss. Is that going to happen? Yeah, they're going to lobby and press room, the middle floor bomb site. I would say this is one of their least favorite bomb sites, considering they had won the 2 previous bomb sites. This is their tertiary bomb site. So looking at the operators that they are picking up. The Mirror, the Castle, and the Aruni is telling me they're going to bunker down. The Mirror probably is going to be played inside of B1, but actually it's 6-pick onto the Valkyrie, opting to once again go for those intel plays, those aggressive plays.
Sandals goes with that bait every time.
Yeah.
I think he's thinking if he picks Mirror enough, the one time he actually plays Mirror, then they're going to be like, oh wait, he's actually played Mirror this time. You know, just keep hammering it away and hopefully one day he gets the right bait going on. Sandals back onto the Valkyrie. Eri on the IQ. Not too much change in their lineups. Not too much of switching up its crazy strategies just yet. And like you were saying, Viven Esports, clearly this isn't their most picked site or the site that they would pick first. They are going to go do it though. And they have a very strong... I can't even say they have very strong because they haven't gone upstairs. But if I go back to that Viven DNMK game, they played console meeting twice and won it twice, which means that their top floor hold and their top floor understanding is just as strong as the rest of the map, and that can pose a threat to Bravado, who are currently sitting on match point. If Bravado don't win this round, they are going to the map number 3.
Alster, beautiful observer, showcasing here. They have no players on site, no utility on site. They are playing this completely top-down. I don't know if that's the play, considering Bravado Gaming is such an aggressive team that can read you very quickly and establish that, yes, there's no one on the site, and looks like they opt to rather play on site as Sandals drops down into antechamber. Okay, no, I think he's just going to place a cam and then go back up.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what he's doing right now. I don't know if you watched in the playoffs, VOD versus DNMK, where Bravado on Chalet were doing that downstairs garage hold, and the entire team sprinted upstairs at round start and baited DNMK into thinking it was actually an upstairs hold and wasted all their time. I'm not saying that that's what Viven's doing here, because it's so easy to figure out that it's lobby. But that's just what that reminded me of, the entire team not on site. It's going to be an offside hold, and was going to be an offside hold, because you see that players have returned to spot There is one playing out of Zulu. He is looking to put pressure on that window.
But one of the most important parts of a lobby and press room defense is that B1 area, the bathrooms area. It has not been fully reinforced because they have diverted those reinforcements. You see the top right of your screen, the 0 reinforcements left of the defenders. One of the walls on bathroom is unreinforced, and it has been opened up by the attackers. That means from Zulu's side, from Connector's side, they're going to be able to push on into bathroom, get that collapse going very quickly. And Mitch to find Causa is very important. The mute off the board, Causa 14 and 8 at this point in time in the game, doing so much damage. Figure as well, taking so much damage. As Mitch with the diffuser that Hibana has been playing so aggressive. Figure in the DBNO state, that's what I was talking about. It's so easy for them to take control of bathrooms. As Airy with the double kill, it's just Elec and Dropshot left to make something happen here. Now, this is where Bravado shows, as he finds one guess, but they have the patience to know they can make this happen. They just need to set up the crossfires, and there we go. Airy from the side takes care of Elec. Dropshot to fall. Mitch finalizing it, and this might be Bravado with the comeback.
Bravado have shown that when they get one round, they can get a second, and no bias in the production crew. Barry definitely not cheering on Bravado as an ex-Bravado player in the background there. And Dropshot, unfortunately, left Elec hanging a bit. You're speaking about setting up a crossfire. Dropshot, if he had dropped down that hatch, because he did have that area, he could have dropped down hatch, and he would have been able to protect Elec's back. And you take a 2v1, which it was because there was that Bravado player still upstairs. Take that 2v1 and you make it a 2v2. Yeah. Suddenly, it's a much better situation.
Because after that kill, he could have dropped down.
Yeah, 100%. The moment that kill came out, Dropshot's still there. He's not under pressure. He has the ability to drop down that hatch. You'll see here, he was right next to the hatch, but he was more worried about taking care of Mitch than supporting his teammate. So left his teammate stranding. This is, for the most part, a team game.
Yeah.
Hero plays out the way. If you support your teammate 9 out of 10 times, you're going to win that situation a lot more favorably. And that's why Bravado won it out, because the Ash pushing that front door was supported by the player playing in bathroom.
Yeah, and now they're going to console a meeting office. This could potentially be the Viben Esports' last defensive round on this map, because if they win this next round, they win Consulate and they push us into Villa. Bravado Gaming is going to try and deny that. They're going to pull out each and every single stop to prevent that from happening. I'm looking to Airy. He's on the IQ, currently at 2 KD, 14 and 7, doing really well for his team in the absence, or not really the absence, but when Divan is kind of slouching. Well, not even slouching, he's doing well. 8 and 10 is good, it's just not what we expect from him. So Bravado Gaming, how do you dismantle this attack? Well, you need to worry about these castle barricades, because they're placed out in very interesting positions. One on the vending machine area, as well as one top spiral.
You say interesting, we saw DNMK utilize the exact same castle barricade structure in their console meeting hold yesterday, which said, or, no, wait, they didn't play. This was Viben DNMK. Yeah, sorry, Viben used the same castle structure in their meeting. Sorry,
see, but
I keep thinking DNMK versus Phoenix for some reason.
See, I say it's peculiar because look at that. Once you push into Printer, you have no pressure from the top of Visa stairs. That player there, the Wamai, cannot put pressure onto Printer because of that that deployable thing.
The magnet?
Good save.
Great save, Kanye. The deployable thing. I love throwing out deployable things. They are just the best part of Rainbow Six Siege when you get to deploy things. It's fantastic. Minted has deployed a drone. That's what that one's called, Kanye, in case you needed help with that. He's deployed a drone. He's going to be seeing if he can find out where these defenders hang out from. You were talking about no pressure from top of Visa stairs because of that castle barricade, and you can see Mitch right now with the ace submitted, very confident that they're not going to be under too much pressure from that direction. Elec is holding down long desk. He is hoping to get some pressure based on these. Got that Vulcan shield firmly in his grasp to help him defend this one out. Right now, the Aruni Gate, the only thing hampering BVD's progress in getting rid of that shield and making Elec's job that much more harder. Shield does go down. I believe that was a sneaky nade under the gate. Elec is going to be looking to put pressure nonetheless. Figure finds Mystic, however, and that's a huge pick for Viben Gaming early on. Elec still managing to stay alive as BVD not looking to slow down anytime soon and not looking to slow down at all with those 2 kills.
Yeah, now it's in a 4v3. Suddenly it's completely swung the other way because look who has died. It's the Castle who was playing front desk as well as the Wamai who is top Visa. So much pressure has been alleviated that they can't really use these crossfires anymore. Sure, now they're doing so much damage onto Divan and the rest of the team. But if he can find this kill, that's going to do so much for them, just not yet. The diffuser is on site and it's getting planted though. Do they have anything to deny this? No, they don't have C4s. They only have guns and they're too far away to make this happen. This might be Bravado pushing it on into overtime. As the upside down rappel, it's going to be so hard to kill these players out. The lineup coming through for Mitch. He only finds one though because Figure suddenly with the refrag finds him. Also taking a tad bit of damage, I believe, from Divan. But in this post plant, 30 seconds, it is so hard to do because not only do you have the wild card of Divan, they don't know where he is. You've got Airy on the upside down rappel. He is nigh unkillable. Figure and Causa are grouping up though. This might not be what they need. 15 seconds. Within the next 7 seconds, they need to be on that diffuser. Divan from the side is going to come at an opportune time to try and deny this. From the upside down rappel, he finds one, but left in the 1v1, he doesn't have the time. That is the round for Bravado. This is going to overtime.
Very well played from Bravado Gaming in a post-plant situation, setting up all those angles beautifully. You said Divan was a huge factor. Almost getting pre-fired out in admin. If he was inches to the right, those 2 pre-fires from Causa, and I believe it was Figure, would have found his head, would have shut down any ability for Dun to have impact in that final round. Great team play here from Causa and Figure to go
Just
get that man off the hang. They knew that at least one man was hanged, but Divan, like I said, that factor, that unaccounted for factor, and unfortunately for Figure, had he decided to sit behind that thick oak desk, he would have been able to defuse that easy because Causa would have got the kill on the hang and been able to protect from Divan coming in, who would have given away his position because that was a pre-fire out of Divan. So, Vibe Esports finding themselves a real challenge here, and this has been a very balanced game. 3-3 in the first half, 3-3 in the second half. And now, in overtime, could Viben starting on defense be the factor that helps them take this to map 3?
I think, considering they're going to Garage now, one of their best sites, 2 and 2, one of both defenses here, that if they take this first one, going onto their attack, they're looking good. We've said how good Viben Esports is, not only attack, but also defense, but in this case, attack is. I think they're going to be able to dismantle Bravado once they go into the defensive side, and I think they need to win this one if they are alive. For Bravado though, if they can win this round, that's massive. Because then going to their defensive side, they have strong bomb sites. I just hope and pray they don't go down below because they've lost that 3 times in a row. They have other strong bomb sites to work with. They've won Talus, Meeting, and Lobby. So, this is what it all comes down to. This has gone such a long time, and Bravado are 1 map up. If they win Consulate, they place first in the ROG Invitational number 3, and they win that 50,000 Rand prize pool. So, it genuinely is all to play for.
It's all on the line here for Viben Esports. The difference between second place and first place could be determined in the opening kills of this round even, because if Bravado win this, they might just be able to wrestle the defense away from what is Viben's map pick. Airy, Divan, and Mitch going to be looking to push on into Piano, get those floors open. The IQ looking for cams, looking for where Sandals is finding information on his team. Flashed out by his teammate, unfortunately, so has to back on off, but can continue. Cam found out. Now, C4 is going to be a little bit harder to time and place once these vertical holes start getting opened up. Alec is going to be below that first hole to be opened up by the IQ of Airy. If he can get that quick reverse vertical angle, maybe Viben brings back. Maybe Viben slow down BVD's momentum.
One of the biggest factors in why Viben Esports won both of their defense on Garage, in my mind, was Bravado Gaming's lack of a solid hard breacher. Yes, they had the Ibana, but they didn't have either the Ace or the Thermite. This time they have the Ace, and Viben Esports haven't brought a Cade. They only have Elik with the mute jammers on the main wall to deny that. And here we go. They've already opened up the main wall. They already have an avenue onto the bomb site, but this is very unfortunate.
It's a very
it's not vaultable.
It's not yeah. It seems to have been denied quite nicely by the Viben defenders, making sure that those Ace gadgets aren't able to fully open up those holes. Harry, however, is going to come through and get Sandals from above, even after losing Divan early on to Elik. Elik, the star of the defense right now. Mitch goes down and is in a DBNO, but Mystic finds Elik in a refrag. So they have an opportunity to get minted up. The Fuser is going to be down. A post-plant situation, a strong post-plant as we have mentioned. but they managed to deny. They managed to stop that defuse being placed. Causa can still clutch this one out, but not if he's not aware of Airy playing upstairs. Bravado bring this to match and game point. Their attack, their time, their defense, their time to shine. Bravado, however, have not won a garage defense, so they should not be going
They
to
really
garage.
shouldn't.
They should be going somewhere else, because if they go down to garage, Figure might have a
Lobby
little bit of
and press room.
fun on that Cully.
So, I just want to mention that the energy in the studio is absolutely livid. Trinok and I, the first time casting together, our production, as well as the analysts on the desk, we are all invested in this game in our own little way. But these teams, they have true investment, literal cash money investment into this. And Bravado Gaming are on the precipice of being the kings of South African R6 Siege. That is nothing to scoff at. Yes, you get the money prize pool, but you also get the bragging rights, and that's something Bravado really likes to have. So they're going to lobby and press room.
That's something everyone loves to have.
It's everyone.
If
Yeah.
you can brag, you can be like, ah, yeah, we're the best team.
The
You
best
guys,
team.
you sit down. Then you can indeed be able to do that. And then you can cause Twitter drama. You can tell people that they're trash on Twitter and cause the drama that we all love to see. I don't love seeing it, actually.
No,
I
we don't.
secretly love to see it.
Do you really? Are you a little bit of a drama shooter? Do you watch Drama Alert?
I do not know As Lobby Press. They've won this defense. Good choice. They've never won a garage cafeteria defense.
Yeah,
Not
it is smart.
in this entire round. So yeah, smart going to Lobby and Press. Seemed that there was a little bit of trouble from Viben in attacking Lobby and Press. Area, of course, had that great clutch on their first time in their defense round general. But right now, Viben, you gotta be shaken. You gotta be scared. You gotta be worried, because your strongest side just got dismantled.
You lose this and you lose. It all comes down to one round. For them, they need to win the next two.
Ooh,
Going for
the
the run out!
run-out!
Somehow, he finds the kill. I don't know if he whiffed the gunfight onto the 0 on the Rebel. That would have been a massive kill to find, but it goes the way of Viben. This is a massive opener. Divan has died. He is the one player I've said this entire game needs to show up, and in potentially the final moment, he loses
He's
the
got
gunfight.
9 kills.
He has 9 kills.
He's
yeah.
not Airy,
But
but who is Airy
But
right
he had
now?
18 kills yesterday.
Airy's got 17 kills today.
And Causa has 17 kills today. Other players,
I didn't even notice that.
different players show up when some of them are a bit lacking.
Yeah, there's
Airy
always someone to fill
has
your
the
place.
perfect vertical position. The hatch has been opened up, so he knows there's there. A C4 has been expended. I don't know by whom. As a C4 sails on through, surely that connects. No, it just gets caught on the banister of the office area. Now, though, they still have players on this top floor roam to play around with. This top floor roam presence is going to be very instrumental towards holding this bomb site. Surely you see him, just walk left an inch, but no. Okay.
Oh, he looks away! He had the angle and he looks away. So, Bravado Gaming, they are holding onto this defense despite losing a man. Viben taking it really slow, very methodical. They don't want to be caught off guard. Like I said, Viben Gaming right now, they're going to be just a little bit thrown down, disminted, and gets repelling. No kills to show, but then Causa brings it up from Pisa stairs. He pulls it off. Minted goes down. Top floor control. Viben Esports can start putting pressure on to side. The hatches are soft. They can open them up very easily, and they can start finding their way into map 3 if they take it carefully, but they're not taking it carefully. 2 DBNOs. Airy, the savior, 18 kills on the board now. He's matching Causa 1 for 1. Every time Causa gets killed, Airy's right there to say, I can do it too. They get Figure back up. His health isn't that great. They need to deal with Airy though, because that is a threat you don't want when you're trying to get that diffuser down. It's all up to Drop Shot to do that though. Airy goes down, and now it is going to be a good chance for Viben to win this one out. There are still Yokais on the board. Kanye pointing that out. Those are so instrumental in stopping that diffuser going down. We have seen Echoes stop diffusers on Circle. Diffuser is being planted. Yokai is going to come out. Can he get it in time to drop it on the floor? He doesn't have the time to get the Yokai over there. The Buck is going to hold down this angle. Mitch, what can you do in a 4v3? He sees the play on the window. He gets the kill, but instantly refragged by Drop Shot, who swings around in the bathroom. And Viben are taking this all the way in overtime. And now they have the chance to once again redo their defense and say, this is our map. This is our map. We will defend this no matter what.
It's an absolute nail biter, but if you are Vibe Esports, where do you go? The only bomb site they have won this entire game on the defense was Garage. Okay, no, I am completely mistaken. They also won Tellers. Screw what I just. But they're going to.
They've won Garage twice. They've won Tellers once. They lost Tellers. That's a risk, though. Because, I mean, arguably strongest site right now is Garage. Because lost Tellers, then redid, and won Tellers, lost Garage again. They lost Garage, so they can go to Garage.
Yeah.
Is
Okay.
that, I don't know.
Yeah,
what
yeah,
is
yeah.
that the
Sorry, I
confusion
was
on the
confused.
base?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, whoa. Look at Sandals. It's a complete switch up.
Ooh, that's the bait we needed.
That's the bait.
They never would have seen
That's
that coming.
why. That's why.
He's been prepping it every round. He's been, oh, I'm a mirror. No, I'm a Valkyrie. Oh,
So,
I'm a
chat-
mirror. No, now it's a, I'm a mirror.
So,
Aha.
so viewers and live Twitch chat, if you don't know why
That
we're
was
so
we got
hyped,
really excited.
yeah,
about that.
is Sandals, every single time that he has used a 6-pick, he has had the mirror and then 6-pick onto the Valkyrie. This time, he had the Valkyrie and he 6-picks onto the mirror. But, Shinnok, I pose to you the question, is this what they need? Because this intel play has been so important. Is this mirror play going to be what they need on Garage and Cafeteria?
At the moment, Airy is very good at getting rid of those Valkyries.
Yeah.
That was the Garage game they actually lost in Garage was partly because Airy was actually being able to get rid of those Valcams and they couldn't make good use of their C4s. A lot of their Garage wins have been from C4s from below at the perfect moment of time to infection to the Valcams. I think this is a good play because IQ can't see the mirror window. It's not an electric thing. They can't see who's playing behind there. So I think to counter the IQ, to counter the effectiveness that Airy is having right now, this is a good choice for Vibe. My biggest worry, we haven't seen them play mirror yet.
Yeah.
Are they going to be settled
Well, we've
enough
seen
to
Corza on the
utilize
mirror.
it?
We've seen Corza on the mirror previously when it was the Archives and Tellers defense. So
Oh, yes. But I'm in the Garage.
yeah. So in Garage they haven't used it. Yes, Sandals is a proficient player. For some reason he has been kind of lacking this game. 5 and 10, so maybe more confident on a more passive operator. Someone he can just sit on side with, maybe try and clutch it out with the C4, with the Vector, whatever it may be. Bravado Gaming are making their point of ingress onto the bomb site. They're using the vertical play from 2 floors. From up top and connector, they're opening up the floorboards of anti-chamber. And I really think this is a smart play because these C4s on the board from Vibe and Esports, 3 of them still in pocket, 4 of them originally, are going to be poised and ready to rip on through the floorboards of not only Piano, but anti-chamber as well. So Divan, from the vertical angle, is going to take care of these mute charges. So the question I have now is, they only have the Ivana. They didn't bring the ace this time around, and last time that was, in my opinion, the main reason that they couldn't get the win on this bomb site is because they couldn't get that main wall open. It is oh so important in the grand scheme of an attacking phase here on... Okay, wow, it's open. Okay.
Is open.
Completely
already.
redacted.
Yeah, redacted. Well, I mean, Hibana is great at opening walls just as much as Ace.
But she doesn't have enough of the mirror window.
The biggest thing about Hibana is when the cars go off, you can make them all go off at once. It can't be countered by an explosion, which is the problem with Ace sometimes. 2 kills come out. There's that C4 that I was talking about being so instrumental to this Garage defense from Viben. Elik is low on health, however, so a heavy push might see Elik losing his life. Sandal still holding onto this mirror window, is going to be looking for the big plays. Minted has seen where that player is playing from. The shots come through, the shots go out, the shots going everywhere, but no one finding ahead just yet. In a 3v5, Vada Gaming, everything on the line here. They might not want to take this to a 3rd map, so they want to close this out soon, but Viben is not going to let them have it that easily. All of Viben currently just stacked on that mirror window. Information being fed from Sandals to the man who was prone. I believe that was Figure on the Goyo, prone in that office, hoping to get some sneaky pick out. He's just going to be crouching behind that wall. Minted could have had a chance to spot him out, but unable to. Diffuser going to go down. There is 2, or at least 2 C4s left here. So much C4 potential for Viben Esports, but the diffuser goes down. Bravado Gaming now in a post-plant situation on possibly the strongest post-plant you can get on Consulate or in Rainbow Six Siege in general. This is going to be a challenge for Viben Esports. 4v2, they can do it. The runouts come in, but not enough. Drop shot does find Mystic upstairs. The vertical angle off. The long arm is going through, and Sandals, it's going to get the vertical as he gets the long arm, not the vertical. They look it out, but Sandals with the long arm. He locks it out. A hard-fought victory here as Viben Esports take us to map number 3 in one of the closest maps I have seen. Insanity. Hardest, possibly the hardest post-plant place to deal with. Viben
They dealt with it.
didn't even bat an eye. Unfortunately, one of the wrists of that Habana, that hole was just a bit too small. So despite the long angle, the long arm could come through. A Thermite obviously makes that massive hole. That just wasn't available this time round. But before my voice gives out, let's give it over to, I'm tired, I was jumping around a lot. The people who haven't been jumping around a lot. Sam and Brad, take it away.
We're going to make this really quick fast, so Chunok, you don't have a lot of time to recover from your voice. We want to get back into map number 3 for the grand finals of the ASUS ROG Invitational. But before we do that, Hangry, let's break down what we just saw. Those 2 final rounds for me defined the entire thing. Bravado, I'm going to be in trouble for saying this, but I got to call this. Sometimes you've got to say what you got to say. I like to be positive. But Devon running out, that run out, I don't know why he did that, and I feel like that was lost them the round. And then the second thing is they had one of the strongest plants there. They had put the diffuser down. How did they miss that it was getting diffused? I just don't understand what happened in those last 2 rounds with them.
Yeah, they just didn't set themselves up to defend it. It's as simple as that. And the jump out from the Jaeger, maybe he had info, maybe he didn't. But at big match temperament, either you take those and you get them, or you take them and you don't and you lose the round.
Coulda, shoulda, woulda. I feel like if he had stayed in, this would have been a very different conversation. We might have been celebrating the winner. But what you also saw there, and this was interesting for me, was how in that final round, the influence of Causa, where Vibin just waited.
Yeah, Causa is showing such big match temperament right now. Everybody sitting back, waiting, making Vibin just wait and giving them the opportunity to go, let's just cool this down. If they're going to plant, that's fine. They're man under. We just have to take it. We have to do a retake strategy, and that's what they did. They paired up, they pushed upstairs, they eliminated upstairs, which is one of the strongest, and then they just sat behind the diffuse and ninjaed it.
So unfortunately, from what I can hear right now, and I'll have confirmation in my ear in a little bit, is that we actually have staff here that have flights to catch. Not happy staff either. So it looks like we may be having to do a quick caster swap out. When we return, though, we are getting into map number 3. We're going to take a quick break so we can decide how this is going to work. Someone is going to have to cast, and I don't think either of them want to. Let's see what happens. We'll be back right after this.
Got him. Let's go.
Thankfully, Kanye is not leaving us just yet. He does have a flight to catch back down to the Cape. Just didn't plan for these 2 teams going at it as hard and as long as they currently are. Kanye, are you excited for that?
I'm
are
excited.
you excited for this finals? This final map?
This is it.
Villa. This used to be ATK's map. Remember that. 2 members of ATK are on Vibin right now.
Yeah, and we are going to head straight on into the map, talking about the time pressure here. Let's head straight on into the ban phase of this Villa game. Ooh, this is an exciting one. What do you think the bans are going to give us?
Thatcher, to be expected. Possibly, Amira is going to be taken off the board, especially after the impact that Mira had in that garage defense for Vibin. Could argue the Mira probably had a huge part to play in that consulate victory for Vibin Esports. So I can see Amira coming off. The Nomad is removed from the tables though. Once again, Bravado Gaming not wanting to deal with the Nomad. Off the cards now. Thatcher, Nomad. Who else is going to go as Bravado bring out that defensive ban? It is the Mira after all. And now we all but wait to see if Viben wants to leave that Valkyrie in play, despite the fact that the Nomad is no longer there. Viben, of course, are starting on defense first. Villa, not that overly attack or defender side, a bit more balanced, and the Valkyrie off the board means that that information game not going to be as strong, but no reason to bring out the IQs anymore.
Yeah, so Valkyrie taken off the board, very influential one. We've seen how much Viben Esports can capitalize off that information. I mean, we even saw it in the first game, where DNMK had so much information on Phoenix MGO that they just tore them apart in some rounds. Trophy Statuary is going to be our first bomb site, as Viben Esports are starting on that side. Aruni Frost, Jaeger, Smoke, and Mute. This composition is telling me not only are they going to try and deny the Voltons through the windows with the Aruni and Frost combo, but also they're going to try and play some plant denial with the Smoke, as well as the Mute, who could potentially come from down below with the C4s, places Mute Jammers out, allow for a bit of extension in the road play. So, let's get into this. This is it. This is it.
We don't have to get into it. We're already in it.
Fair enough.
We've been thrust into the thick of it right now, Kanye. We are there, and flight or no flight, we are going to be seeing who wins this one out.
Yeah, so... Yeah, it's Viben Esports, it's Bravado
really,
Gaming.
We're beyond thick at the moment. I'm just saying. This is beyond thick. It's like a Beyond Burger, but better.
I don't even know the reference. I don't know what a Beyond Burger is.
It's a vegetarian burger.
You
live in the Western Cape. How do you know not know what a vegetarian burger is?
Because I'm not a vegetarian.
You live in
I
like
eat meat.
the
I'm a
vegetarian capital of
I'm the Boogsinky. I eat meat.
All right, Kanye, tell me about what Causa eats, because he's ready to go.
You know, Viben Esports have a certain energy drink sponsor that I think is pumping them up.
Do not say the name, because
I know
certain people might be upset, but yeah, I think they are getting pumped up. They are getting ready to go. And they are going to try hold off Bravado Gaming, who, for all intents and purposes, aren't going to give an inch.
Neither of these teams wants to let up a single inch. I mean, I said this previously. Your enemies aren't going to make errors unless you force them to. Drop shot being the opening death is quite a change-up. We've seen him being the aggressive opening fragger for Viben Esports, no longer, as he is shut down by Aaron, the player that has come up in the absence of Divan, as he's going to be absent during this round. Gets killed very early on the C4 to come through, sail on through to make sure that a refrag doesn't come out onto Causa. And wow, Elik, that's an important kill.
That is a huge kill given Aries' current performance. The man is literally unstoppable right now. Well, not literally, because he just got stopped. He was, up until that point, unstoppable. Minted, trying to open up the wall. He knows the stop was there, and now he's just staring at that breach, just showing that it's been mute jam, showing that there's nothing going to happen there. 3 men left for Bravado. Looks like they're wanting to be taking this bedroom. They have control of Aviator. They have some map presence to start pushing on through. Minted is alone, however. If he gets swung on here, the refrag potential is not there. Lasergate to stop him from going through. He has the diffuser, so going down here could be bad. I see it. He has finally been joined by Mitch as well. So, nice little duo pair could work in their favor to move to the site. Mystic get rid of Causa, 3v3 now. Huge pick as well. Both sides losing some star-studded players. Minted finds Figure. Doesn't even need to take that Lasergate down. Figure going through. If they can remove the Lasergate now, that diffuser is going to go down.
Yeah, that diffuser is primed and ready in the hands of Minted, and as he takes care of the Surya Gate, he can't take care of the head of Minted though, as he gets the kill onto Elik. Now 2v2. The smoke canister's being utilized and the recoil almost proving too much, but no, he gets the kill onto Mitch. The refrag coming up is left into the 1v1. Adrenaline to start this first game as the diffuser has been dropped. Yes, and there is little time, but Mystic, the man that could make this happen, the M762 in hand, a capable gun if you've ever seen one. Yes, the intel is being fed from the default cam. I do not think he is aware of that. Looks like he's going to try and go for this diffuser. A bit of mismanagement though, because he needs to go for this plant. Surely the Aruni knows. Surely she pushes on up, but she has to go for the long rotate. Is there time to find this kill? Yes, there is. Viben Esports with the opener. That is how you start it.
She didn't have to go for the long opener.
Oh, yeah, she had the
There's
hole.
a giant hole on the right. You know, I'm not one to question players in that clutch situation where you're like, oh no, oh no, oh no, no, oh no, oh no, I gotta stop the plant. Because he stopped the plant in the end regardless. I mean, the 3-speed on the Iruni working too well to his advantage there and clutching it out for his team. Vibe Esports take the first round. Looking to take the second is the new home of Villa, the new team of Villa, I should say. Vibe Esports, or is it going to be Bravado?
You know, even before we started here, during the quick break that we had, Trinok mentioned that, yes, indeed, ATK were the kings of Villa. They 7-0'd Meraki, they 7-0'd Titan Odyssey on this map. Incredible, because those were top-tier teams. You have players on this lineup for Vibe Esports, Figure and Corsa, who are part of that team, who know the strategies of that team, who feel comfortable on this map, and they've proven it already. They've come in clutch in that previous round, and it's such a good opening. It's such a good round to set the pace, because it could have fallen either way.
You also have players on Vibe Esports who are on the other side.
Oh, who got 7-0'd.
got 7-0'd. So
fair enough, that's a very good
point. A bunch
point.
of players who are very much familiar with the ins and outs of this map and what can happen when you face a team who knows what they're doing. So, Vibe Esports could be in a good position here. Obviously, I have spoken about many times. Bravado Gaming, defense side of team, put them in second with that second win, and on defense, chances they're going to win. That's going to be a risk factor here. That's going to be possibly Bravado saving grace in the final moments of this match.
They need saving moments here, because 1-0 down, yes, it's not a big thing, but considering Villa, one of the most defensive-sided maps we have in this game, I'm wondering what Bravado's ace up their sleeve is going to be. Is it going to be that, like we've said, they scale well into the late round and that they're good on their defense? Is it going to be that they bring this back in their second phase? Or is this going to be Vibe Esports running away with it? It's too early to call, yes, because we've only seen one round. But I'm looking at this Twitch play, and I'm quite surprised. I think that's a reactionary measure, something that they prepped beforehand, because Twitch just does not see play nowadays.
Twitch is indeed one of those operators you don't see all that often. There's way too much drone denial out there nowadays. There's the mute jammers, there's Mozzie, pests, there's a whole bunch. And no Mozzie on the board, so the Twitch can have a little bit of free reign. The mute jammers obviously going to be placed in that vault area, but can be removed, although Sandals removing Devon, or minted early on, and Corsa getting rid of that Twitch means that wall denial might still be in play for Vibe Gaming. A strong second round. Attack pause probably to come out if Bravado lose this one out. Mitch putting presence onto 90 corridor is just hoping that he can make some use of this landing area space. Can actually find a pick. But Vibe Esports showing some composure, showing that collectiveness that we saw in a final round of Consulate. The ability to not be aggressive, to just wait it out, to force the attackers to have to make the errors, to have to make the moves, to have to put themselves in unwinnable positions. Airy does get that diffuser, still alive, still a threat, still something Viben need to be aware of. As Elik puts these in chats, I'm not even going to talk about the tweets that might be made of that. Airy finds Elik payment for falling asleep. And now it might just be time for Bravado Gaming to move on through onto side and get this diffuser down.
Yeah, they can definitely still make this happen. 45 seconds to make this collapse happen. You've got Airy, who's been fragging so much this entire game, but he needs to use the stun grenade to actually clear out the arena gate. He doesn't know there's a player on his left. If he swings wide at an opportune time, or if he just waits it out and Mystic pushes on through the doorway, that's a free kill. And that is, that might just be what they need to shut down the stack inside of Bravado Gaming. They're both walking on through. It is one, it is two. He finds them all as it's Vibe Esports to shut down not DNMK, Bravado Gaming.
They're both blue.
They're both blue, yeah.
Sandals, like I said, no one knew he was hanging around the left corner there. They just both just casually, we're just going to stroll through this door and just annihilated by that shotgun of the mute. Huge plays from Sandals and the tack timeout. Not ones to break character of Bravado Gaming. When they chips are down, the tack timeouts come out.
really important for Vibe Esports to keep this going. But equally as such, every time Bravado Gaming have taken a tactical timeout, it has worked out for them. They've turned things around, and I hope and pray for their sake at least, that they can do it again. The site is going to be Dining and Kitchen, their tertiary bomb site, after winning the first 2. They did bait out the clash. Okay, there we go. It's going to be sticked, might still be 6-picked off of. Dr. Dropshot, not really one known to play these passive operators, these shield operators, so I would think that's going to get 6-picked off of, although you never know. Okay, there we go. I was correct. 6 picks onto the Pulse.
Yeah, I mean, Clash, a very viable operator in Dining Kitchen. Can zone out that entrance by the record player, can do a lot on, what's that, pantry stairs. So Clash, viable, you called it. Drop shot, not the operator who would play it.
Definitely.
Pulse a little bit better because a lot of the attack can be focused on upstairs, on statue, on opening up those floorboards, getting a bit of control. Pulse downstairs with the heartbeat sensor and a C4 in hand could come in clutch. Alec, however, has taken a little bit of chip damage, so not a great start for him if you're wanting to have the best chance of taking gunfights in the opening stages of the round. 10 seconds before Bravado Gaming find out if their attack pause strategy is the winning solution.
This is another one of those circumstances where I think if Vibe Esports win this next round, considering it's a defensive side on Villa, considering how site rotations work in Rainbow Six Siege, we have 300 viewers in chat. A lot of them probably new, so I have to explain this again. If you win a bomb site in Siege, you can't go back there for 2 more rounds.
So what you're saying is we have the entire South African Siege community in chat.
Exactly.
Okay.
So, they have won 2 of their bomb sites, that being AVG and Trophy and Statuary. Now they're going to their tertiary one. If they win this one out, they can go back to their primary bomb site where they feel more comfortable. That means the potential is there for them to go 6-0 on their half. Might be far out, according to some people, but the way they've been playing, considering it's Villa, I would not cancel it out.
I wouldn't cancel it out either. Sorry, I was just chuckling at your finding of the words. The C4 from Figure from below
It's pre-placed, though.
is a pre-place. It looks like he's hoping to get some info from Dropshot on when and when to make that explosive boom ring through the ears of Bravado Gaming. Causa hanging up onto Astronomy, looking to put pressure onto this master bedroom push from Bravado Gaming, as it all seems to be a setup for the gunfight of the century right now. They're just taking it calm, taking their time. It's the calm before the storm, Kanye. It's the calm before it all goes tits up. Causa goes for the shots, but unable to find the shots onto Iana. He almost takes some damage himself and manages to stay alive, shimmying over to Trophy Room. But a nice presence here into Statue from Bravado Gaming. They know where Causa is. The swing from the ace could be huge. It is indeed. Mitch finds Causa. Sandals does get that first kill onto Mitch, but it's a little bit of a sneaky trade. Vertical control fully in the hands of Bravado Gaming. They can start pressuring the side and looking to get that diffuser down.
When you're in the prone position, your ADS sensitivity is a lot lower, so I think the castle of Causa being in that prone position wasn't ready for the gunfight when the ace swung on through. Mystic wasn't ready for Alec down below as he finds the C4 pick. I believe that was a call out from Dropshot on the cardiac sensor, showing where the attacking team is coming from, showing their vulnerability from the vertical. And yes, the vertical pressure is in the hands of Bravado Gaming. But what can you make happen with it when there is 35 seconds on the round? You see the rest of the Bravado lineup coming from the mudroom area. They have the diffuser in hand. They could go for a collapse onto this bomb site, but there are still so many stacked operators on this defensive side. They still, well, they don't have any C4s, but Bravado Gaming don't have minted.
Bravado Gaming don't have minted, don't have a lot of time, and just don't have the utility to really make an effective assault right now. This is all going Viven's way, and Esteban can pull out the hero play. He almost flicks onto Eerie in the meantime, taking out Figure, and he gets shut down by Dr. Dropshot with a beautiful 2K to finalize that round. Not a doctor, I know, don't say it. Dropshot.
Well, he's playing in a memoriam.
I
thought if
so
anyway,
is he a mortician now?
he's a mortician.
Okay.
Might be.
All right. I mean, yeah, that explains his death rate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes a lot more
that Scrubs
sense.
episode where, I don't know if you've watched Scrubs, are you too young? Okay,
No.
I'm not going to even say the reference because it won't even matter. That Pulse player though, drop shot on the Pulse, such an impact. so much info that he was feeding to his team at every moment turned this around, really helped them stay on top of Bravado Gaming.
Trinok, you are the stats man, so you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe this is the first time after Bravado Gaming has called a tactical timeout that they have lost the following round.
I will double check that for you.
I really think that is.
Last 2 rounds called tac timeout, won 2 rounds. Last 2 rounds called tac timeout, won 3 rounds. Last 2 rounds called tac timeout, lost the next round. And even if we go to Bravado Phoenix, last 2 rounds called tac timeout, won 4 rounds. Won 2 rounds, lost 3 rounds. That was a tac timeout call, won 2 rounds.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is the first time where after a tac timeout, Bravado Gaming have not managed to find themselves in the winning position.
And that's big, considering what I pointed out with the side rotations. They can go back to the primary bomb site, the place they feel the most secure on. I hope and I pray for Bravado Gaming that they don't let this slip. Best case scenario, in my mind, this half ends 4-2. Worst case scenario, this could go all the way to a 6-0. Are we going to see the 80k players with the 7-0 once again?
That means the only people who can take on Vibe Esports on Villa would be DNMK, because they have 2 80k players. That literally means if you want to ever have a chance of winning Villa, you have to have an ex-80k member on your roster. But yeah, it looks like it could be a runaway here. Although, it's not over yet. Bravado Gaming still have that second win chance. Still have that defensive second win chance.
Okay, I thought it was the real one.
Koza, however, has his own chance to get a shotgun kill. They don't know he's moved on over, but he gets droned out. And Bravado Gaming are going to realize that maybe Aviator isn't as safe as they would like to be. They can't just leap into the cockpit just yet. They have to deal with Koza.
He is still poised and ready, joined by Sandals, who is finally showing up. He was 5 and 10 in the previous game. I've highlighted that when it need be, he can come in clutch, and he has been. And they need it to come in clutch. Sandals 5 and 0 had the incredible clutch on that very first round. Just a player you can rely on, and they are relying on them to hold this proxy bomb site inside of AVG. That is not ready for it. Koza, of all players, I would expect to be ready for anything. Airy, though, as well, isn't ready. I believe a kill from Sandals coming out on the refrag now. 2 players down on the side of Vibe Esports. I think this is the first time on Villa, at least, that based on the opening kills, they have gone negative. There we go. Mystic translating it onto a side take, but a double kill from the side. It is all Sandals all the time. Can he make the clutch happen again? No, he can't. It's Bravado Gaming coming back, taking 1 round. It was a bit of a slumber, but I think that tactical timeout still meant a lot for them.
Tactical timeout may have just had a slow burn. If anything to go by yesterday when Devan was told to eat a banana, perhaps he's only just started digesting it now. The banana, of course, not anything else. As Bravado Gaming, I don't know what else you would digest. I don't know what I was going with that. Bravado Gaming find the first round on what you said is the first pick site for Vibe and Gaming, which you would
Well, technically
assume
second. They went to AVG first.
No, they went to...
Oh, okay, I'm completely mistaken. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, it's no worries. You know, these stats right in
Mistakes
front
happen.
of you. You can read them. They're there for you to
If
use.
they are to be believed, yes, they are.
So now to Aviator and Games Go Vibe Esports to try reorientate and reconfigure. Koza, unfortunately, was droned out.
Yeah.
They knew he was playing on the left-hand side. He decided to remain in that position when he could have rotated out nice and early. So possibly just a little bit of some misplays here from Vibe and an unwillingness to fall back when we should. Bravado Gaming's roamers are exceptional at getting out of a situation when they need to. Same with DNMK, same on Phoenix. Vibe and Esports might just need to take a look at how those roamers work together and realize once your roaming position is compromised, it's time to go out because they are going to focus you down.
And that's something Bravado has been so proficient at, is that play of, okay, we extend out, but we fall back once you put any pressure whatsoever on us. And I think Vibe and Esports, they have been doing well in their defense, don't get me wrong, but I think that is something they could definitely pick up. Sandals, quite strange. We've seen him play on the bomb site almost all of the time. Yes, he goes aggressive in the first opening seconds, minutes, whatever you want to call it, but mostly we've seen him play on the bomb site. Not this game. I think he is feeling himself 7-1 at this point in time, doing so much work for Vibe Esports. I think they are realizing his potential, realizing that he is feeling himself, and putting him in that position, entrusting him with that position because he's doing so well.
You keep making mention that there's no such thing as a hard support anymore.
Yes.
And that's true. And at this level, all of these guys, for the most part, can possibly play any operator. Sure, there's operators that they always want to play, there's guns that they've specialized in and understand, but for everything else, they could literally play any operator at this level. Ooh, the head from Causa. Mint goes down and Diffuser on the ground. But they can play any operator. And Causa showing that with an Ela. You don't often see the Ela
No, he
gun.
can't. No, he can't.
No one saw that. It's fine, it's fine. Everyone, just look away very quickly. No one saw. Don't worry, guys. But yeah, they can literally play any operator. So when you have a teammate who is popping off, and you know he can switch between flex support or entry or fragger, give him that opportunity, because chances are your fragger can switch onto support very easily. And that's exactly what Viven has done here by giving Sandals, as you said, that free reign to go mad, the trust to go and get the kills that he needs.
And look at where that diffuser is dropped. It was on the player that was on the upside down repel. It was minted, a great kill to find from Causa. They're going to have to invest at least 20 seconds on one of their players on the attack to retrieve that bomb. And in a 4v5 with so little HP on both Divan and Mystic, you can't spare that time. Once again, you have Sandals on this close position. I believe it was him prior that played this very position.
From the other side of the door.
Yep.
That is
Well,
true.
Now he switches things up. He's
Yeah,
on the right
because
side.
you can see they're looking for him on the left side.
They are poised and ready, and they are wary. Surely you find him. No, there is no pixel.
Oh, he sees his feet! Mystic is with Sandals. He does die to the smoke, but the damage was done. 4-2, however, because Figure manages to catch out Divan. Causa finds Mitch, Eerie with the nades, trying to clear out this ward now, trying to at least get some damage down. He is running up red stairs. He doesn't know that drop shot is playing there. Eerie goes down. The whole of Viven feeling comfortable, feeling hot. That's not just Sandals popping off. It's the entire team, and they're locking out Bravado's attack.
It's clinical from them. And I said the best case scenario in my mind for Bravado Gaming, considering where they were previously, was a 4-2 half. That is still possible. But going to Dining Room and Kitchen, I'm quite surprised that Viben Esports are a team that once they lose a bomb site, they don't go back there. Because Trophy and Statuary is still open. They could go there, but they're opting to go to the bottom floor area of Kitchen and Dining. Quite strange, but
I'm going to say it must be a map-dependent thing.
Yeah.
Villa,
on Villa, they didn't.
It's possible that their tertiary site is not what often is assumed to be the weak side, that every site they have here is as strong as everyone else.
I would argue that, yes.
You go to Oregon, you can see that on Viben's defense, they actually did rotate quite a bit. But then you go to Constance, they tried Taylor's and touched twice. Which says to me that they are willing to bash away at the same site and see if they can get different results. But if all the sites are as strong as one another, you can go anywhere. You can keep your opposition guessing. Instead of going, oh, they won Aviator, they're probably going to go back to Stat and Trophy. Now you're downstairs, and suddenly BBD go, oh, what do we do now? However, the attack, the way you approach Kitchen Dining, basically identical to how you approach Statuary and Trophy. Because you do want this upstairs control and
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, you need to basically clear this up. You can, theoretically, go for the laundry push if you have something to cower behind, maybe like the Montaigne that we saw Phoenix Esports utilize prior. But neither of these teams really have been picking out the shield operators, as Divan is going to make a quick entry into Wine Cellars, trying to clear out this bottom floor roam, as there is indeed one player on pantry stairs, and he's on the bomb site. How are you doing this? The site is wide open. They have invested so much in the top floor room that they haven't been prepared for the main bomb site. The C4 comes through, so many kills traded as Minted is injured on the main bomb site. Causa has been forced to fall back onto the site. Airy, Mystic, and Minted, oh sorry, Airy, I'm completely flustered because that was such a quick rush. I did not know what to expect, but that is a hallmark of Divan's attack. He rushes onto the bomb site, and especially in this situation, it works out perfectly. They are left to retake this bomb site with some of the worst guns in the game. Gets the frag onto him. Now it's just drop shot left in the 1v4. Can he do this? Can he make this 5-2? Oh, sorry, 5-1 rather, for Viben Esports, or will this be the 4-2 half like I predicted earlier? It's such a precarious position with such a pea shooter of a gun to work with. The diffuser is down, everything stacked against your favor. There is so little you can do, and I promise you the rest of his team has zero faith and that they're talking about the next round.
yeah, at the moment, just in how he's approaching this angle, he's not being too aggressive. He's just putting his presence known. They're mostly just using it as a impromptu tack timeout to speak around what just happened. That was huge. Pulse, a big factor in kitchen dining defense for Vibrant Esports 2 rounds previously. Suddenly, when the attack is that quick, the Pulse has no ability to feed info through. The Pulse almost essentially becomes a bold man with a bad gun.
Yeah.
Because suddenly, if at that close range, the heartbeat sensor is meaningless. And that's why you bring the Pulse on that side, because usually you don't often play the Pulse on site.
Yeah.
For the very reason that if there is a site rush, Pulse is meaningless, his gadgetry is useless. You play him on that side because you expect the second floor hold. You don't expect someone rushing through settlers like Devan did, get straight onto site. And now you got this heartbeat sensor. What are you going to do? Put it in front and hope that it stops the bullets? No, you basically just get annihilated. And like you said, lot of presence on that upstairs hold from Vibrant Gaming meant the site was completely open. And then panic rush. Let's get down there. We gotta save the site. Kills to come out, all for Bravado Gaming. And now they find themselves in what you said would be a favorable position, a 4-2 on the turn of card.
Yes, it is doable. At the very least, it is doable. But look at what Vibrant Esports have brought out. I said on the previous map, I would love to see a lion. A jackal, it's also a feral predator. It is close enough. Also, they've brought the gridlock in the absence
Are
of the
lions
nomad.
feral predators?
I would say yes.
Are they feral?
What does feral mean? I just said the word because it sounded cool.
I just wouldn't refer to a lion as a feral animal. I'm not. Maybe I'm wrong. It's possible that that is what feral means. I'm sure there will be people out there to correct us in our assumptions. But keep talking about your feral animal fetish.
Feral animal is a wild state, especially after escape from captivity or domestication. I would say lions are quite feral.
They didn't escape captivity. They've always been wild.
What if they do?
They've never been in captivity.
Okay, well, I guess you could make the argument that in the first map, Vibrant Esports were in captivity because they lost it, and now they're trying to make this comeback happen. I like this Jackal player, whether it be feral or not. Oh my word, minted out of nowhere, off seemingly zero intel, gets a C4 kill from down below, as well Quasar, though, answers back onto Devan. Gets the Mozzie with the Jackal, and luckily they still have the gridlock. They still can lock these rotations off in the absence of the Nomad. But what do they need to do here? Oh my, comes from up the stairs. There was a Jackal ping on him, and they didn't even see it coming.
I mean, the Jackal ping's not exactly the most accurate ping. It updates every once in a while. If you can get hyper-aggressive the moment you Jackal pinged out, you might be able to get a sneaky kill when they're looking towards where you were. That could have been exactly what just happened. They need to try to get drop shot on up, and Elliot does exactly that. Still 3 men in this foot race to the end of the round. 1 below for Bravado Gaming as the 3 others is also upstairs. Figure finds Minted. It's going to open up some space. They don't have to worry about that downstairs late roam anymore, and they can start exerting pressure onto landing. Start pushing out into 90. Mystic holding quite an aggressive angle here, looking for that quick peek on the 90 push. The cam is there. He's getting information. He's getting everything he needs to make this work. 3 fires come out from Viben. 90 in their control. Cam gets eliminated. Mystic falls back to a horrible pixel angle. Isn't able to see the head on that peek out from the player. Oof! But Vigor reverses the angle and says, if you can use that angle, I can use the angle too. Shoots them to the side wall. Gets a beautiful headshot. Airy now fills the gap left by Minted, as he's just hoping to do the same and not have a repeat of what just happened to his fallen friend. Mitch, the one holding down side, no smokes, no plant denial. It all has to work here, although Mitch does have that C4 available. Nice throw over the top, behind the Volt wall, could be huge, and there it is, the Volt goes down, but the C4 misses! Alex gonna get the fuse down, post-spawn situation, a swing around from Airy, does find the DBNO onto Vigor, but Alex is there for the refrag, Vigor gets helped up in quick succession, 3v1, has to get the fuser, almost sees the back of the player, rotating around, he sees the ace! He doesn't get fragged out, but he does get the DBNO! He stared at that ace for so long, he was like, is that a leg? Is that an arm? He goes for the flick, but the player comes from behind and study and shuts it down.
I'm intimidated. My, oh my. Trinok has so much energy, and for the 4th time, he's let his Gridlock chibi fall off the floor.
She's excited too.
She is, and she's being brought for the first time, I believe, this entire playoff stage. So, 5-2, Viben Esports. 2 more rounds is all they need. 2 more out of the next 5. No.
I broke her base.
Oh, okay, that's sad.
No one can see what's actually happening.
You'll have to post that to Twitter later.
Aviator Games Room going in favor of Viben Esports, and Bravado Gaming opting to go back to hammer away at it again.
Yeah, they're going back to this bomb site, trying to see if they can change things up, trying to see if rerunning this could work out for them. But almost the exact same operator lineup coming out from the attackers. The Jack, once again, I'm just looking to that operator and I'm thinking it is going to be havoc on this defending lineup. It is able to track these footsteps from these players, and the only operator that is not liable to that is a Caveira, and it's not being brought in pro play almost at all. So
The biggest issue with Caveira counters the Jack short.
but
Very easily droned out.
yes.
A Caveira in high level, hard to play because droning is at that level. I was really hoping you were going to say more. You seem to have more points.
I mean, you're the one that loves Caveira, so I
do
would
love
leave it
Caveira,
to you.
and I would definitely let her step on you, but that's neither here nor there.
On me?
On me too.
Okay.
On all
Well,
of us.
yeah, okay, I'm not going to take this standing still. You can't just sign me up for something I'm not willing to do. But
Yes, you're right. Consent is very important, and I apologize.
Viben Esports on the attack. They're once again taking it from the master bedroom area. If we can go to the overview quickly, I want to see how many players they have stacked inside of both Trophy and Statuary. I believe, yes, there we go, Divan on the Mars. He was cleared out last time pretty effectively. Mystic, though, could be the thorn in the side that they need. He is the player that is currently showing up. Only 1 KD, yes, but 6 and 6 has been able to find these important kills. One player down below, quite notably, is going to be that Guayo. He has a C4 in hand as well, so if it comes down to it, he could be able to deny that plant. Oh.
And of course, plant denial was something Bravado Gaming was missing in the previous round. Was the reason why the diffuser got placed down. Divan looking to rotate around, C4 in hand, might be looking to go throw that from underneath. All of Viben right now sitting in this area. C4 is out. Could this be the moment he pre-places it? If he knew it back then, he might have got the kill. Instead, he just gets the DBNO. Ella can get health back up. There is no follow-up. There is no presence there by the roamers of Bravado Gaming. They're all downstairs at the moment. C4s are primed. 1 off the board, but still 1 more left. 2 off the board. Actually, I didn't realize Minted had lost T's along the way too. So, Bravado Gaming again, not looking good on plant denial. No smoke has been brought. No C4s barely left. Mitch, if he can land the C4 this time round, might actually bring it out on top for his team, because it enters through onto 90, goes straight into the window and shuts down Mystic.
Massive kill to find. Quasar being hampered a tad bit by the Mucham. Obviously, when you're trying to use the Jackal scanner, it's not as viable when there is a Muchammer to deny it. So, 3v5. They are just finding kills and they are steamrolling off of it. The wave is coming on through and it is going to wash across the entire Tuscan countryside as Viben Esports, they just need to set up for this post-plant or even just this plant. There is an Aruni, I believe, on this side of the double wall, but is that even going to matter when Quasar just keeps on finding kills? Minted dies. It's just Mitch. He's the only one that had a C4. No more. It's a flawless round. Viben Esports look so lethal. They are going to try and keep this going because they are 1 round off of winning the 50,000 Rand prize pool and placing first in the ROG Invitational number 3. Oh, we are on the precipice of something great.
We are on the precipice of Viben Esports taking ATK's place as, firstly, the top team in the country. Bravado holds that currently as the winners of the WLE, the latest tournament in South Africa, and I believe, no, they were in the Pro Series finals, but those got postponed because there was that whole thing that went down with incorrect player bans. So they may have been the Pro Series victors as well. So Bravado Gaming are the top team. Vibin are looking to take that from them, and as I said, take ATK's place as the Villa champions, as well as the South African champions and the winner of the third ROG Invitational. 50,000 Rand will go to that victor. And right now, Vibin Esports have their eyes on an island somewhere in the Pacific. Not that you can buy it for 50,000 Rand, but I just chose something that was outlandish.
You know, I actually checked something the other day.
Can you buy an island for 50,000 Rand?
No, that's not what I checked.
Okay.
Is the total winnings from the ATK roster, they were so dominant, they won tournament after tournament after tournament. Their total winnings was something around 45,000 Rand, according to the Wikipedia page. This one tournament, if you place first, gives more winnings than basically all previous South African tournaments combined.
Yeah, for the most part.
I mean, ATK won most of them.
ATK had one WLE. It would have a little bit of, but yeah, it is a huge amount of money on the line. Like I said, biggest prize pool we've seen in Siege of South Africa. Biggest prize pool any team is going to win. The fourth place team has won more money coming fourth place than the winners of any previous tournament, not only in South Africa, but in the African continent. That is massive, that is huge. And right now, Vibin Esports have 2 minutes and 30 seconds to show that this is theirs, that 50,000 Rand belongs to them.
2 minutes 30, and then 3 more rounds to play with. 6 and 2. This could go 7 and 2, or they just need to win one of the next 4 rounds. Okay, so production has pointed out that I could have potentially cast a curse this and made that I might miss my flight. Let's hope that I did not. Vibin Esports.
Yeah, I really would like if you guys finish now. We've got a flight to catch. All right, yeah, we're just going to let Bravado come back. That's literally what you've done. That's literally what you've done, Kanye. I'm here for it. I'm excited. That's going to be amazing.
Yeah, you're literally here for it.
I am here for this. I drive home down the road. I don't have a flight to catch. If Bravado Gaming bring this back, there is no better storyline than that for a grand final. For these two teams to be going at it that hard, that heavy. So I want that to happen. I know you don't, but I really would love to see Bravado Gaming's revenge. Sandals has droned out the Jaeger of Mystic, however. So Mystic might find himself being the one on the end of revenge this time round. The drone gets shot out. They know. Aviator stares. The no-go zone for the time being. Sandals playing out of kitchen entrance, looking to push on through. A minute 15. No real movements have been made to take any site space by Vibin Esports. As I say that, actually, they are opening up that statue wall. It is going on. This is good timing for Vibin Esports. Great movements, but they haven't got a pick. So Bravado Gaming star players still out and about. And speaking of the star player, Devon swings down onto Sandals and gets 1 kill. And that could be a game-changing kill, given Sandals' record going through this series today. Gorza now throwing out the flashbangs. Looks like they want to get an early plant. 40 seconds to go. Devon with another kill. C4 and Figure. They bring you back. The drop shot finds Eerie, and it's all just trading left, right, and center. The Echo with the Yokai trying to stop the defuse, but it could go down. Gorza with the cross angle. He finds it, but the diffuser is not going to be able to get planted. 20 seconds, the diffuser on the ground. Gorza finds one. Can he clutch us out? There's 2 players in Astronomy, and Gorza might be aware. With that Jackal, he could find the info he needs, but 15 seconds, can he find the kills he needs? He sees the player top of Astro stairs, but Mystic says no, we are not going down yet. Gorza, you are dead, and Kanye, you aren't going to Cape Town anytime soon.
Okay, I hope that was audible on the stream. The entire production team just laughing at us. The energy in the studio is insane, and I am absolutely here for it. 6 and 3. They only need to win one of the next 3. They need to win each and every single one of their bomb sites in their rotation. Their lineup, their strat book needs to be so deep.
It's hard.
It
ATK's
really is.
attack's been flawlessly phenomenal for the most part. That was the first round that ATK... ATK, look at me. ATK. I'm thinking ATK. Don't. I'm thinking Chalet. Oh, no, Chalet. I'm so excited. I'm sorry. I'm going to come down. I'm thinking Vibin. and I'm thinking Villa, and then I automatically went 80k
Yeah.
because it's Villa. So, sorry, apologies to Vibe Esports. You're not 80k, you are Vibe Esports. You are a team to be reckoned with, and you have had some great attacks. Can you get one more round, though?
It's all they need. It is literally all they need. The thing is, do you think they're going to crumble at the last point? I don't think so, considering the ex-OG and the ex-80k players. They have the history, but the chance is there.
This is a team that does not choke. They're not prone to choking. Like I said, the
Yeah.
experience on Viben's roster right now is not a team that's apt to choke. That's where you say, is this where they crumble? Unlikely. Just based on what experience they have, highly unlikely. Bravado, though, are very good at being under pressure, very good at these last minute, we are going to win it out phases. And to speak about the second win, they're very good at that second win. They could come out and they could say, no, you aren't going to choke, but we're not going to let you have it.
And, you know, I really think Bravado Gaming is trying to throw a spanner into the works because we're going down below in kitchen and dining. AVG is open. They can go there. Yes, they have faulted on it previously, and there we go. Divan to fall off first. The player we just have been wanting to show up this entire time. Once again, mildly falling short. He's got 5 kills. He's doing damage, yes, but in these engagements where you want him to win out, you want him to get these opening picks. At a point like this, when you are one round away.
The map is all but here. Like I said, Kanye, at the beginning of this match, we are already in the thick of it.
Yeah.
This is the end of it. This is all that is left. Forza looking to remove that wall denial, looking to open up those walls, looking to get Vibe Esports onto sites and start making it so that you can fight. He's got your best interests at heart here. Okay. He's saying, look, man, I really want to get Kanye. Forza and Kanye got combined into one word there. Really want to get Kanye home, you know, because I mean, Forza's in Cape Town. He wants to give you a pat on the back.
He wants me back in the dreary and dull weather of Cape Town.
Exactly, and who wouldn't want to go back there?
I mean, I want to go home. I love it here, but...
You know where Dropshot wants to go? Straight through the floorboards. He wants to find a kill from above as he is just opening this up. Minute 10. This could be another stall out for Vibe Esports. They seem to be taking their time for the final round. They seem to be looking for it. Cool! Causa from above. Almost manages to catch the man out, but unable to capitalize the vertical cross angle. He sees another! Causa getting huge value, but Mitch says no! Headshot onto Causa. Headshot to possibly end out this round with the walls being open. They have a chance to get that diffuser through. They have a chance to put the smokes out. They have a chance to use their utility to their advantage. Minted, sitting on this pulse, could find some heartbeats. However, he must be racing. But I can tell you the heartbeats he's going to see on that sensor are going to be stable and steady as they go into this final round. He sees the head, he goes for the shots, but unable to capitalize on the headshot. He is going for the second shot though, and the Airy is the one to come on top with the help and getting rid of Figure. The box is still in hand, Elliot goes for the beak, but unable to capitalize. Airy and Minted locking down that wall, locking down the breach, keeping hold of it. 15 seconds to go. They still have the diffuser. Elliot finds one. He may be able to smoke it out. He may be able to get the diffuser down, and drop shot in memorial. He gets rid of Airy. Mitch goes down. It is all coming up Vibe in here. Mystic goes for the C4, not able to capitalize. He can't swing around, but the table's in the way. Mystic needs to make some miracles happen here. He gets the headshot on drop shot, but post-plant situation. Vertical control is in the hands of Viben. He kills them. He takes them down. He's going for the defuse. Mystic, though, can be risky played from Verve. Sandals just going to wait it out. Beta men lure him into this defuse. No. That defuse is going down. He's
what are you doing?
What are you doing? As Bravado Gaming, bring it back. I thought he was waiting and taking his time, but he let it slide.
Wow. Okay. Okay. So now only 2 more rounds for them to make this happen. This is getting closer. This is getting closer.
This is getting to a real overtime point, Kanye. Tell your driver, you're not going to be picking me up yet, man, because this game could go all the way. Aviator Games Room, though. Bravado Gaming have lost this site twice in their defense. This could be Viben's time to take control of it, to wrestle it away, and finally shut down Bravado's comeback.
The energy is here. We are going to Aviator and Games Room. This is the bomb site they have lost twice previously. This is where Bravado need to make this happen. If they lose this one on the attack, then it's basically going to overtime. Viben Esports, they have been so clinical on the attack of AVG. This is where they prove to us that they are the best team in South Africa, that they can make these attacks, not only these offenses, but these attacks happen. And it's all coming down to this round. And more than that, the pressure is just starting to mount on them. We said they're the team that doesn't crumble, but at this point in time, you have lost 2 rounds in a row. Not that big of a deal, but still, that's momentum for Bravado. That is what they feed off of. That is what they utilize in these last moments of the round. This is what they use to scale themselves and get into that energy, and they're looking feisty.
Feisty indeed. But 2 rounds to Bravado, 3 to 8K. Similar trends we've seen throughout. Just trading back and forth in doubles and triples. Viben Gaming will be looking to not let a triple come through from Bravado Gaming. They want to shut it down here. They've done this attack multiple times and have done it really well. Bravado might just be in a very hard situation. This could be Bravado Gaming's Kobayashi Maru. You're not a Star Trek fan, though. You're a Star Wars fan, so that is going to be lost on you.
Use the Force, Viben.
Are you saying Bravado's the dark side?
They might be. I mean,
I didn't say
well,
that.
both sides can use the Force. It's not like it's exclusive or anything. It's not a...
Oh, but you don't hear Darksiders saying use the Force.
Use your anger. That's exactly what they need to do. They have to come into this screaming. They need the energy to pick up because 4-6, you're on match point. Your opponents are on the precipice of this. As the defender team, as Bravado, you need to channel your rage, channel your emotions, get yourself over those cross lines, get yourself into overtime, because then they can start to make this comeback. Now, Viben Esports are mounting the attack onto the bomb site. This is where they've looked so comfortable in rounds prior. They're starting to open up, I believe, the wall into closet, into Vault.
Yeah.
There we go.
I think they have managed to get that wall open, especially with the amount of presence that they have on that 90 corridor. This is the most amount of presence Viben has put to that 90 corridor, this defense, but it's also the longest we've gone on an Aviator Games defense without a first pick. Both teams are playing so passively. They don't want to give any opportunity over to their side. Smokes come out. Eerie, though, is going to find the first. As drop shot goes down and Mystic collapses, Sandals too found out, trying to get into the vault. He's not going to steal that gold just yet. And Viben suddenly in a very difficult position. Bravado Gaming found their footing, found that momentum that you spoke of. And 37 seconds, Kanye. Viben Esports have a little bit of a mountain, a little bit of a hill, a little bit of a hard ladder to ring.
5 seconds. They have the diffuser. They can make this happen. But not if Bravado are playing like this. The trades come out. It is just Figure. A double kill for Airy. Figure left last alive. His entire team is spectating him, and it's Airy to finalize it out. This is going the full way in regulation. And I think that is my full way in this game.
Kanye, one more round.
No, I'm
can't
sorry.
do one more
I
round?
genuinely can't.
Because this could be the decider round.
This could be, but this could also be what makes me miss my flight. So I am so thankful, ladies and gentlemen, for this opportunity. But that has been me, and this is going to be hangry.
Thank you very much, Kanye, for bringing your energy, your insight, your knowledge to what has been an amazing cast. Viben with the tack pause to wish farewell to Kanye in his flight out of the building and out of the city as he returns back to the Windy City, the Cape Town place, Western Cape. I don't know, Stellenbosch. Hello, Brad.
Hello.
How's it going?
Good.
You're looking at me like I'm crazy. I'm not sure if I am.
Maybe, a little bit.
Yeah, how are you feeling? You've been on the desk the entire time. This is your first time actually casting a live match. No retrospective analysis here.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's sitting there and then watching you guys and seeing all the energy you have.
Are you gonna bring that energy?
I mean, I don't think I can match you at all. I need to get you a towel.
I am very
Because
sweaty.
not
I've been
only are the
jumping up and
team, but we are sweating here in the studio. It's
down.
insane.
The lights are hot. I will say that much. It's lights and it's me jumping around like a maniac. And it's partly also Kanye because he gives energy. So I need you to give energy.
I'm giving you.
I need everyone to give energy right now, not just to me, but to both of these teams, because they have gone into overtime in the previous map. They almost went into overtime in the first map. They've been playing for a long time now. The fatigue setting in right now.
100% correct. I mean, let's touch on what we saw Sandals doing there. Did he not see him? Was he waiting for a sound cue? Did he miss it?
Just,
Was that the championship? Are we seeing the comeback?
is this the Elec of today?
I don't know. Let's see.
Well, saying is this the Elec of today, that match against DMK did go into overtime, in which Vibin Esports did come out on top. So maybe the overtime play is the one that Vibin is going to win it out on, as Statue Trophy is going to be the site that we go to. This has been a strong site for Bravado Gaming. They've gone here once for sure, but they won it out, and they won it out quite convincingly. There was no real time where you thought this is a threat. Causa did end up in a 3v1 clutch situation, but that's easily done. It's not going to be too much of an issue. So for Vibin, that tack timeout, they must know that it's going to be trophy statuary. They have had a chance just to talk it out, and maybe they can come back here and actually do some good work.
Yeah, let's talk about what they need to do right now. They need to push from the south side. They need to clear effective roam. They need to make sure there's no one below, and they need to get that echo off of landing.
They need to get a lot more off of landing if they want to move on through. There's that deployable shield, and looks like they're going to have that extension you typically see all the way out onto Aviator.
Yeah, I mean, okay, now we can already see that they're starting from the north side. They've got all 5 of them this side.
Exactly
So they're going
the opposite
opposite
of
of
what you
what they said. Exactly.
I'm not one to say that this is a bad play. I think putting a lot of pressure on this bedroom early on can net you some surprise movements from the roamers, maybe catch them out on the rotates. But then, of course, you do need to bring some of your upgraders around. It looks like they all stacked up on this northeastern side right now. They're all stacked up on trying to get rid of Master Bedroom. You can see Causa is going to go below. He's making sure there's no C4s that can get his team as they jump through the windows.
Yeah, I mean, what you are doing from this side is you are telegraphing your attack. You're making them know that where you're coming from, essentially this, the landing take, the guys, all the utility that's there, it's useless right now. And they can, if they wanted to, they could take that utility and move it because they know where they're coming from. I mean, it's as simple as that.
Yeah, and I mean, that's exactly what you're seeing here. Bravado, a very flexible team, a very adaptable team. You can see them just moving around, just repositioning. Like I said, the telegraphed attack could be the demise of Vibin, could take them into overtime. And Vibin are up for a scramble. I'm not too sure. I'm going to admit my rules knowledge is not as good as Kanye. If it goes into overtime, is it unlimited overtime or is it normal overtime? Normal overtime if it goes into overtime. So we're not going to see a game that could go on for the next 10 hours. We are just going to see normal overtime at least. And Eri is making sure that that overtime is going to be reached with a nice pick on the C4. Elec goes down. Eri, a star player, has brought it out today and just finding all the right picks at the right times. The diffuse carrier down. Causa can pick up the box if he needs, but right now, Vibin Esports have to reorganize, bring it back, bring it together. Bravado Gaming are slowly but surely running away with this grand final. The second win team, the comeback kids, the king killers, Bravado Gaming, not willing to give this up just yet. Causa knows there's a player playing around that bedroom doorway, hoping to get him with a frag. Unable to right now. Vibe finally coming from the south. They get one pick. They open it up. Minted goes down. That is huge because now the Yokais are no longer in play. There's no more threat of that denial from the Yokai drone. Causa as well getting rid of Eri. This is huge. The side is starting to be opened up. You do still have that Mozzie playing downstairs, but he doesn't have a C4 available. Devon needs to get back to side if he wants to help his team. They're in a 4v2, but there we go. The C4 that was pre-placed gets rid of Figure, and now the box is once again on the ground. Sandals has picked it up. Their crossfire is there. They could get the diffuser, and they stick it. It could be huge. Devon swinging through bottom. Causa finds Mystic. Sandals gets killed. Once again, the diffuse carrier goes down, and Bravado Gaming bring it back to overtime.
Wow. I mean, what is there to say about a round like that?
Brad, you have to say stuff because I can't talk the entire time.
I understand, but wow, what else are you supposed to say? I mean, we've got some GNs in the chat there. We've got some salt across the board. I mean, Mike Philocaster here is sweating. He is working his ass off. But what a round it was.
This is what I wanted to see. I want this overtime. I want these teams to not give an inch. This might hinge on who has the defense first. Viben's defense being very strong. And them being on the attack first might not be a good sign of what's to come.
Agreed. I think Koza is going to try his best to try and keep these boys nice and calm, keep them to the strategy. But it all comes down to if these guys can take their one-on-one gunfights. I mean, we're going to see them starting here. You know, the Vault is an extremely strong place to sit, but they're taking 90. We saw in the last few rounds that they're taking 90. So they've now switched and they put a mute there as well. So are these guys going to go below? They're going to have a below presence? Wait to see.
We haven't seen much below presence from Viben Esports this matchup, or at least on this side attack. They do love to group into that 90 corridor, which I think VOD Gaming is starting to read into quite a bit. They're starting to read into where Viben Gaming likes to group out, where they like to attack. And that's why those C4s are starting to be such an important part of VOD Gaming's defense.
We are actually going to see it downstairs. This is going to be good. This is going to be good. Are they pushing all from the same side? Telegraphed again. He's going to push in.
The fun with these C4s, we be speaking about this guy not really popping off, this player not really popping off, but his C4 placement, those pre-placed C4s, instrumental right now in keeping Viben Esports really in the rough place. Oh, but he wasted it. That C4 is no longer going to have an impact, and that's what we were looking forward to shut down the Viben attack. No roams out in Master Bedroom, no roams on Astro, landing clear for the taking as Viben looking to surge forward. They've won Aviator games twice on their attack. They could win it a third time, and if there's a third time to win this site, it is now. The time to do it would be this moment that they see. Brad, they are looking at landing and they're looking and saying, do we go for that 90 take once again?
Yeah, I mean, these guys should have known already that first of all that they're not taking down the normal cams. They're leaving the cams up, and they can see when they rotate their push. I mean, we have to have a situation where they're going to see someone in study and they're going to punish that. And if they don't, we're going to have the same thing as we had just now, where all they did was lob a C4 over the wall, and you get your guy that's trying to enter that bomb site.
They are very good at keeping that Vault in their hands, I'll say that much. They don't want to let go of the money. They don't want Viben to get the money, that's for sure. And in this case, the money is real. It's not just an ethereal thing in a make-believe Vault, because 50,000 Rand here, Brad, 50,000 Rand could be a game changer for both of these orgs. Bravado's been around a while, so they're not ones to shy away from the big money, but Viben Esports, they haven't been around that long, and this could really give them a good footing in South African esports right now. And who else needs a good footing? It is going to be Viben. They have to find a way in to get this diffuser down. They do have the time. They've opened up the sites. No kills yet, though. Passive play. Bravado Gaming have slowed it down, not being too aggressive, not giving themselves up to Viben. They are so ready to show that they are still the top team. It wasn't just a one or two hit wonder. WLE is not just the only thing that Bravado Gaming can win as 30 seconds hit. Looks like the plant is going to go down. Elik is going for that diffuser. No one's watching the cross into study, or at least I hope that someone might be, but they're not. Devon swings around onto Elik. Diffuser's on the floor. Sandals tries to recover, but he cannot. This could be a flawless, and it is. Bravado are showing up in a big way. Second wins. Second win seconds all the way, but no second place for Bravado, not if they're playing like this.
This is exactly what I mentioned. Nobody went to study. It was too late, and the guy in there got the frag. I mean, this is all to play for. These guys have come down from a 6-2 to win it, come back and get all the way up to a 7-6. It's all for them to play for.
They've currently won 5 rounds in a row. Massive. The attacks, the first 2 attacks looked so sure, so ready, so much Viben-sided. But as it always gets said, as you can always say, you can never count out the other team, not at this level. You can never count out a surge back. Kanye pointed out when he was on desk, Bravado's very much this second wind, second half team in the stats, they very much the second win defender-sided team, and it shows. They lost those first 2 defending rounds, and they brought back 4 more defending rounds. 5 if you count that overtime. Viben Esports going to Aviator Games. I would argue not their strongest site, but it is the only site that they haven't lost. So they're going to give it a bash and hope it works out.
Yeah, let's note that they've brought a Jackal. Jackal's going to pull those roamers down, and if he can find them and they can pinch them, this is going to be very difficult for Viben to come from, especially if they all tracked. I mean, what are they going to do? We know Dropshot is formidable. He's a formidable fragger in his own right, but can he hold off 5 angry Bravado gamers that are full of sweat and mom's juice?
I'm sure they have aircon. The biggest thing that we don't have right now, Brad, is aircon. And it's a problem. I mean, you can't really have aircon when there's microphones, but it would be nice. I'm sure Bravado's sitting in a nice aircon in that bunk. I've been there. It's very swag. It's very nice. Nice and cool, keeping them calm. I'm sure they're a team of Bravados dabbing them down, making sure the sweat's not too bad.
Tell me, Tranok, what do you think Viben have to do right now to stay in this?
What Viben have to do is just figure out how to counter Bravado's aggression, or rock-steady aggression, I should say, because Bravado's not being overly aggressive, they're just being perfectly aggressive, and that's what Sandals need to do. You need to find that early pick onto Mystic, that soft breacher off the cards. 11 kills for Mystic, so he's been quite a strong player. Him and Devan have been a nightmare for Viben.
Sandals on the backside, waiting to see what he can produce. Tries out his recoil control there, as we know. Sandals formidable.
Just, you know, nothing like a mid-round recoil test, just in case you don't know how the SMG11 works. Here he gets DB-NO'd. Devan has gone below. Devan really much has loved the vertical play in the latter half of this game. Airy might be in a little bit of a sticky situation, though. Doesn't look like any of his team are able to get him up and running. Brad, 1 minute 34 seconds on the clock, and Bravado Gaming haven't really put too much sight pressure on. They haven't opened up any walls that are very important here.
Yeah.
They have opened up one hole, but that's not going to be enough. It's not invulnerable. And actually, that was a defensive hole.
Correct, yeah. What they just tried to do got countered. So in terms of map control, they're still sitting on 20% of this map. What are they going to do next? How are they going to gain it? It's all a cat and mouse and a percentage game at this point.
A cat and mouse percentage game. The inches you need are not the inches that Bravado is gaining as they try to take study. But Figure finds Mitch and Airy. He was helped up, but that means that he's all bit useless in a real firefight. Minted slams down and gets the DBNO onto Elec, but they won't know that, so they're still thinking it's a 5v2, and Minted and Devan have to pull this out of the hat. They're sitting on match point. They're sitting on that first place victory. Devan gets taken out by a beautiful swing from Sandals, and Causa seals the deal. Minted goes down, and Mojitos all round.
Never heard that reference before, but I'm going to go for it.
Minted Mojitos, and they killed Minted.
I get you now. I get you.
So,
yeah.
I mean, if...
Yeah, we got it. Cool. 7-7 here.
You've never heard mojitos all around?
Never.
You've never had a mojito?
I've had a mojito, but I've never heard mojitos all round.
No, okay. We've lived different mojito
different lives, yeah. 7-7 here. This is the round. This is all. This is the match point, the championship point, the grand final point. What are they going to do?
Brad, you are the big brain. You tell me what they're going to do.
Well, obviously, these guys are trying to get into their heads. You can see the chat is full of jelly.
I'm sure we'll see that on Twitter later. Don't worry.
Yeah, I think these guys
Someone's screenshotting every bit of chat right now, just to post it up.
It looks like they're going to fall into their normal strategies, which are in high-pressure situations, they revert to an echo, which they've done in every round where they were down. Almost every round where they were down one. Close to an end, they've done an echo. Is it going to pay off this time? The first time they tried it, they didn't get it off.
The first time they tried it, didn't need to utilize the echo. The second time they tried it, Minted got shut down early on in the round. So it's more, is Minted going to stay alive long enough to actually be useful?
For it to have an effect,
yeah.
yes.
And the question is, he's playing out of that same position on landing, a position that Viben all but knows and loves to attack on. He's very much in a precarious situation, and if you keep losing that echo so early on, it might be advisable that you move him away from the danger zones.
Yeah, I would think that they should have opened up some hatches for these guys, make him fall back. If it goes to a 4v1 but there's 2 seconds to go and he's planting, you can still win that round.
Well, let's see if the Echo, those yokai drones, that concussive blast, that sneaky drone, the frisbee that gets thrown out, can have some late game impact as we crack right on through into the final round of the ROG 3, the ROG Invitational. The third one, 50,000 Rand, rests on the outcome of this overtime round. It's basically 0-0 and a winner takes all.
Yeah, I think what we want to note there is we saw the Jaeger going and picking up his Jaeger devices. They know this attack's coming from this side, and they've readjusted all the utility to be able to counter this. They're ready. Bravado is ready. Viben.
Bravado has been ready this entire time. The past however many rounds, up until the previous one, Bravado was ready to go home with the grand prize. So I think a summary is that Bravado is ready. They are here. They're not going anywhere anytime soon. Are Viben ready? We'll find out. This is an experienced team. And on the back foot of that one-round victory, they could find a second. Drop shot. Almost finds Mystic behind the shield. He's going to toss out those flashbacks. Hope to get them flashed out. Almost flashes himself out instead. Mystic, rightfully so, playing smart, playing the Bravado way right now, falling back when it's need to be. That's been something Bravado's been so good at. Not overextending their roams, falling back when they need to, and just making it really hard for Viben to push into spaces that are easily controlled by Bravado's roamers. And as I say that, Viben now reorientating. They're going to try to start putting pressure onto this master bedroom wall, but they have 1 minute and they haven't done much to get any real site control just yet. Sandals has pushed into Trophy though, but drop shot going down might be bad. Mystic with the refrag, oh sorry, Figure with the refrag onto Mystic means that drop shot's death is not in vain just yet. But still in a 4v4, you don't have that buck, that soft destruction available. Not that Viben were going downstairs and trying to play vertically. They're not as vertical as Bravado is. They do have a player downstairs. However, Causa does find Eerie, and now the site's opened up, but the Yokais are still in play. This time round, they are being used. Minted with the Yokais can shut this down. Sandals finds the Yokais, but the swing out from Divine is huge. Causa with the refrag. Figure finds one. 3v1. Minted, all he's left. He's got the Yokais in hand. He shuts it down. He's got a second one, but no, he's being locked down in the bathroom. He finds the kill onto Causa. Can he clutch this out? He needs to run through, but they're going for the plant. He gets him with the refrag from Figure, and Viben Esports are your grand final champions. The ROG Invitational over 50,000 Rand, and Viben, they are going to be so excited with that victory. Brad, run over to there because you're going to need to be on the panel. I'm going to throw it straight to you so I can go sit down and think about how amazing Viben Esports is.
Your 2021 ASUS ROG Invitational winners, unbeaten throughout the competition. It is Viben Esports. What an incredible performance from them, taking it right down to the final round of overtime on the third map in a best of 3. An incredible performance from them. And I do have Hangry back. We're making him work extra hard today. He's running backwards and forwards. Hangry, I want to talk about the team as a whole, but what I really want to focus on is the fact that their in-game leader, their captain, Causa, this is the second lineup that he has taken to the top of Rainbow Six Siege in South Africa, and there is no doubt that you could see him getting his team back together at the end there. What is potentially next for this team?
I think the sky's limited. I mean, what are we going to do? We've got an IGL that can just take almost anybody and give them the best that they need. So what's next for them? I think is going to be glory.
Definitely glory. Bravado Gaming coming second. We can't take away from them. This is a team that was picked up by Bravado. They are relatively new to the scene. They have come on, we call them the King Killers, but they've come in here. They have put on an incredible performance. It could have gone either way. Both of these teams could have taken it. There was definitely, you called it earlier, a boxing match.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And that last round, it went exactly the way I thought it was going to go. Echo, can he deny? Unfortunately for him, he didn't have the chance to deny for long enough. But if he had, there it was, 1v3, and they've won it. Unfortunately for them, they didn't do it today, but well done to them.
We hyped him up. He wasn't the only player. There were 4 others, and they were phenomenal. But there is no doubt that Khoza played a huge role in this performance. Undefeated throughout the tournament, and now your champions. Rachel has Rowan with her. Let's hear from the winning captain.
Hi everyone, we are here with the winners of the ASUS ROG Invitational. We are here with the team Vibin, and we're talking with Rowan. Rowan, congratulations.
Hi, thank you so much. Appreciate it loads.
You must be buzzing. Everybody here is going crazy. That was such an intense moment right there. You guys are the only team in the whole competition that has not been defeated. How does that feel?
Words, I don't have words to explain how I'm feeling right now. If you asked me this question probably 20 minutes later when it calmed down a bit, I could have given you an answer, but it's just amazing. Any good emotion you can think of, we are having right now.
I can imagine. You led the 2 lineups in South Africa to the top. What is your secret, and what do you have next? What do you have planned next?
I don't think there's much of a secret. It's just I'm willing to put in more work than I want to say everyone else, and I'd like to involve myself with people who are like-minded. I mean, a lot of people criticize the way I do things being harsh and rough, but you know what? The results speak for themselves.
They really do. And one last question before I got to run off to the airport, but who was your MVP on your team for this competition?
I'm not going to give an MVP. Everyone played so bloody well. You know what? No, I'm lying. I'm going to give our coach Chill the MVP.
Amazing. Well,
Our coach and analyst Warren, the coaching support staff.
That's so amazing. Well, congratulations. You just won
Thank you.
50,000 Rand, our ASUS ROG Invitational winners for Rainbow Six. Good job.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
We'll see you
Safe
later.
travels. Cheers.
And there you have it. For the first time ever, we get to crown an ASUS ROG Invitational Siege winner. Vibin Esports takes it. 2nd place, Bravado Gaming. 3rd, Phoenix MGO. 4th, DNMK. The biggest Siege tournament we've seen in Africa. And of course, we have to say a huge thank you to ASUS. They have supported South African esports for the last, I can't even say 3 years, it's been much longer than that, but more importantly, they took a chance. They took a new game, a new title, they backed it, and look at the incredible performance we got to see, incredible playing from all of our teams, such great support from the Siege community, everyone in chat. So thank you to ASUS for believing in South African esports and backing Siege, and also thank you to you for coming in, to shouting, to cheering, to getting involved in all the banter online, all of that. Finally, I do have to say a huge thank you to Vodacom and VodaWorld. They set us up here in a really safe place. I don't think many people understand how scary it is to do a live event during COVID, during this pandemic, but they made sure we were safe, we were secure, and we could put on a really good show for you. So, of course, one more time, thank you to ASUS, Intel, Vodacom, and specifically VodaWorld. And then, this is always the stuff that maybe you don't want to hear, but you probably should. There are a lot of people behind the scenes that make this possible. To the entire Medal State team who work tirelessly, you can complain as much as you want, but they put a lot of time in here and they try and take your feedback in. They work hard. Thank you to each and every one of them. To the production team who have done so many of these events and just put on a good show every time. A huge shout out to them. And then finally, from myself personally, I just want to say, I don't think many of you realize how many of the broadcast team here today, in fact, I'm pretty sure most of them had never done a live event before. They came in, they jumped in front of camera. Kanye, you rocked it. Hangry Camel, killing it. Trinok had done Overwatch before, but he was here doing a great job. And of course, our ASUS key opinion leaders, Chloe and Rachel K, such a great job. But the MVP, without a doubt, Elkster, observing, admin, his love for Siege is incredible. His support of the South African community. So I want to say a big shout out to them. And finally, to the players. We may have discussions on Twitter, we may banter a little bit, but thank you for putting on one of the most incredible shows that we have had the opportunity to do. Thank you for bringing in all the action, and thank you for letting us tell your story. It's been an honor, and I can't wait for the next one. We'll see you then.